Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes.
Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay, I have one. Do you see all the name?
Let's try them. Let's still try.
Oh, hello there. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around. Why did I say that weird? I'm a toy collector, toy photographer, and sometimes toy reviewer. And thank you for watching Unboxing Thursdays. If you're new to the channel, you're stopping by for the first time, what I do here every week is I sit down, I open some toys, I get to chat with a friend in the toy community, and it's a push for me to unbox things, get rid of beautiful packaging, so that I can make space to buy more toys. But thank you for coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and I appreciate that. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, live streams, reviews, things like that. And if you're enjoying the content here as well, as much, having as much fun as I am, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a thumbs up on the video and share with your friends. Let everyone know that we're live right now. And that really helps with the channel, help the channel grow. And everyone's been awesome this year. Channel's grown a lot, and I appreciate everyone who's here. Shout outs to the channel members. If you are a channel member, it's completely optional, but it's just a way to spice up the live chat and the live stream and the interaction. You get custom emojis. You can see there's a link there in the chat for YouTube comments. And thank you to everyone who's watching on Twitch as well. Got some really cool guests tonight. We're going to run through the chat and some unboxings. So if I miss anything, or if you have a message you want to highlight, you do have the option to do the super chat, which highlights your message, and I'll read it out on screen. And there's cool sound effects and whatnot. Last week was a really cool episode with my friend Chamba. Make sure you check that out if you haven't yet. And outside of the stream, you can catch me on Instagram. All the links and stuff are down below. My guests this evening, you may know them from the internet earlier today. The Hasbro Marvel Fan First Thursday. This is Dan and Ryan from the Hasbro Marvel Legends team. Yo, Dan, Ryan.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome.
How's it going?
Hasbro run
good.
deep.
How are you guys? What
I was Brian. I was joking with Kev earlier. I was like, "Yo, Kyle and Yoko are here all the time. We gotta run deep, man. We gotta come in strong."
That is true. I like it.
But Ryan was on a stream with Kyle.
Yeah, there's only love. I know there's only love. I purposely put in my Super 7 stuff up there just to
you
say
got the
hi to
biggie.
Kyle. Yeah, I got the biggie ODB, but yeah. Sorry, I messed up your intro. Go for it, man. My bad.
No, the intro was done. This is all downhill from there. But I think people know you guys from social media, the Hasbro videos. First of all, thank you for being here. But I want to talk to you guys, see what other stuff you're into collecting, and I always like to make Ryan unbox things because he's not really much of an unboxer. I like how you called him out in the video today, because he stopped you to say, "Oh, by the way, for all the mint on card collectors, the Hulk card is the same size as everyone," and you're like, "Yeah, you would say that."
Yeah, I don't know what happened today. Like, it started off where like Dwight was like already commenting on my hair, and so I was like, "Man, I thought we were supposed to be holiday nice, but like, I guess not." So I was like, "Yo, let's take jabs at everybody."
I didn't know where he was going with that when
I didn't know
started.
either.
I think it was because we had a big did we have an internal meeting where we had to be on camera presenting, and so Dan didn't wear a hat. So I think that's what Dwight was referring to. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Ryan, real quick, let people know what you're into collecting if they haven't seen any previous episodes of Unboxing Thursdays with you before, but they've only seen you on the Hasbro streams. What are you into?
Yeah, so in addition to, current Marvel stuff, vintage kind of 90s Marvel stuff, I'm into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shout out to the Super 7 folks, Kyle and Yoko in the chat. Love that
Whoa.
stuff. Like Transformers too, some Hasbro love there. I'm a big trading card guy, so I might have a box of new-ish trading cards here to do. And then I think I've got some other random stuff behind me. Getting more into GI Joe because we have some friends, Emily and Lenny at Hasbro, so we hook up the trades. So getting more into classifieds. Yeah, those are my focuses, I'd say.
Cool, man. And what are you unboxing tonight? Just the cards? More
I've got some cool Hot Wheels stuff, which I never thought I'd say because I was never a Hot Wheels kind of kid. But then my son loves them, and now they're making these kind of fan-specific ones. I've got
Mhm.
Snake Eyes and Timber. I've got a Galvatron if it gets down to it, and yeah, this box of 2019 Marvel Flair.
Sweet. Also, just to let everyone know, I wasn't doing gang signs before I knew you can see it, but I'm wearing this. It's just outside of frame, so I was trying to get my hand signs in. Dan, first time
I
on
was worried
unboxing.
for you, man. I thought you were, and I was like, man, if Hasbro sees this, we can't come back here.
I'm never coming back.
No. For me, what am I unboxing? Is that the question? Sorry, my bad.
What are you into? What do you collect?
What do I collect? So I'm a sneakerhead, so I collect, I guess, sneakers, which is pretty expensive. And tragically, I've had to sell a lot of those because I'm trying to concentrate and everything, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I collect sneakers. I collect, obviously, Marvel Legends, right? It's the best brand in the world. I collect snapback caps, anything with the Mets, Knicks, Giants, FC Barcelona. I collect. Sorry, boss. I collect Dragon Ball Z stuff. They've been killing it. I also collect. Well, I used to collect the Naruto figures too from SH, and I'm super excited for what the new figures are going to be like.
Mhm.
I really, me and my brother are really into Naruto, so we like that. And yeah, that's about it now. I used to collect some Storm stuff, but yeah, I had to give that up. I have a couple of Mayfexes, and yeah, I have the hip hop reaction stuff. I have the Run DMC collection coming in. So yeah,
Oh, sweet.
shout out to any toy line that does hip hop stuff, man. I'll definitely collect that.
That's awesome. I do want to get to this super chat because Blake Quammen left us earlier. Look at this. I have this sound now.
Smooth like butter.
You guys heard that, right? Blake, thank you for this super chat, man. He says, I have a work dinner, so I can't watch live. Just thanking the big three. I'm in there now. This is this three's name right here. For continuing to build on our already epic Marvel Legends collection and staying connected to fans and YouTubers. He spelled YouTubers wrong. Blake, man, thank you so much for the support. And I think that echoes the sentiment of a lot of collectors and Marvel Legends collectors. Your team is probably one of the best out there in connecting with fans. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Blake.
Shout out to Blake, man.
You're
Blake is always like, I always see him in the comments, and he's always trying to help us out and give us a positive spin. I mean, he's honest, you know what I mean? So if he doesn't like our stuff, he calls us out. But normally, he's always a big fan and supporter of Marvel Legends. So I appreciate his positive energy, man. For
real. Ryan, you mentioned earlier Ninja Turtles is your thing. Can you show us that sick t-shirt that you're rocking?
So this t-shirt my wife got me, it's actually a Supreme Ninja Turtles shirt. So this is movie Raph, obviously, and he's got the Supreme red headband. So I was excited once I Googled what that meant. But yeah, thank you, Janie.
Shout out
and
to
Kyle
Janie.
still noticed in the chat. I saw that. So thanks, Kyle.
Oh, somebody mentioned it. Awesome. Yeah, we were talking about that right before we started, and Ryan's like, "Yeah, I went to Google it after," and then Dan and I just both lost it at that point.
I asked Dan questions about sneakers from time to time too, because that's his arena of expertise. That's what makes good teams work, is everyone has their little areas that they are the authorities. So
She says, "You're welcome."
Oh, Janie.
Is that the way she would say it? That's how Kyle says it. He goes, "You're welcome." Well, uh, Ryan, I want to thank you for being here. I'm not kicking you off right now, but I just want to let people know you do have to leave in a little bit because you are going to watch Spider Man.
that's right. I bought a
So,
late ticket so we could hang out a little here with you and the Butter Nation before I go and try to fight off sleepiness at a 10:30 showing of Spider-Man. But I'm excited for
come
that.
on, you can do it. You're a young guy. You can do it.
Not that young anymore. I'm not young
All
and
right, I'm gonna
spry
put
like
this
Dan.
little warning ticker at the bottom for everyone.
Oh, yo, for real. A lot of people thought I was lying and joking, saying that like we know everything about Spider-Man, but we honestly do not know as much as you guys think we do about specific movies, and this is one of those movies where we were kept in the dark for a while. So um, we are learning as much as you guys, like through the trailers and things of that nature. And so we were freaking out too when we first saw the trailer. We were like, "Whoa!" So yeah, please no Spider-Man spoilers. Like I know the UK people already have seen it. Most of like all the fans there, right? But
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
generally,
I,
like we don't know how movies end. We might know the setup sometimes, but like our teams when they what they hear, sometimes they get like in the old days before COVID, when we could go down and take meetings, like some of the folks in our teams would go and do script reads, and there would be like redacted pages where they don't tell you how it actually ends. So that's why it was really funny. And so, like coming into Endgame, we didn't know a lot of the stuff that happened in that final battle. And now for this movie, which has been shrouded in even more secrecy, as Dan was
mhm.
saying, we kind of know even less, which is the truth. So it's like it was hard for us to read all these predictions for the stream today of like secret no way home wave of like all these characters, because to be honest, a big movie studio with a $1 billion movie, like the first time you see certain villains is not going to be in action figure form, guys. I hate to break it to you, but when we see this movie and are impressed, as I think a lot of the spoiler free reviews are saying, I'm sure we'll go back to them at some point and address them.
Yeah, I think we've seen a pattern of legends going back and doing updated costumes. If stuff that first came out before was based on early concept art or things like that. So that's cool. Um,
Ryan, what's your favorite Spider-Man film?
Favorite Spider-Man film? Probably the original one. Like I know Spider-Man 2 is a lot of people's favorite, but I don't know, I'm just a sucker for the first time you see a character on the screen. Like that's why the first
mhm.
X-Men film is very important to me. Like is it, the best in a lot of ways? No, but in a lot of ways it kind of is, because it was the very first time we saw these characters sitting in a movie theater chair.
That's
What
true.
about you, Kev?
Dan, snapbacks or fitteds?
Say that again.
Snapbacks or fitteds?
Oh, snapbacks, man. I mean I have both, but nowadays I like to because sometimes my hair gets mad long, and so
Mhm.
that actually affects the fit. So like
The
I
fit of
like
your
the
hat.
snap.
This
Yeah. So I
until I
like
go.
snap.
We have a super chat from a friend, a fellow enabler,
Smooth like butter.
Mr. Kyle Wadaga. Says, "Oh, Kyle, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, man. You're awesome. Congrats on both streams today's, guys. Always down to see friends be successful in this awesome industry. Can't wait to meet up at the next convention. Kevin, congrats on the amazing year of content." Dang, thanks, man. I should read it in a cool voice. Should I reread it?
Go for it, man. Dude, do your
Yeah,
hand
it's not
signs
working.
too.
Does it sound different? It's okay. Let's open some toys. All right, let's open some toys. This voice thing is getting out of control. All right, I have to show what I have to open. You guys can get started. Do you two have you guys watched Avatar?
Oh, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I've never watched it, but everyone's been like, "Oh, it's so good. You got to watch it. You can watch it with your kids." And then they're doing a live action now, and Paul, who plays Appa on Kim's Convenience, he's going to be on that show. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll watch it, and it's been really awesome. And then McFarlane came up with these lines recently. They have like a 5-inch scale line and a 7-inch. And I went to Toys R Us today. Ryan, Toys R Us is a toys only store here in Canada. Just because you're always explaining to me American stores that I don't have. Like the other day, it's like the American version of mansplaining. He was like, "Oh, Home Depot is a hardware store here in America." Like, Ryan, we have hardware stores. We have Home Depot.
You remember
He was
the
explaining-
origin? You remember the origins of this running thing, though, right? Because I was on the What If recap with you, Troy, and Jason, and I was like, "Oh, they were at like a Dairy Queen," and then I was like, "Oh, do you guys have Dairy Queen?" And all three of you were so offended that
You
you
were not
did
offended.
that I would ask you. So it's become a thing where now for Kev, I'm like, I explain American and also international things to him. So yeah, it's a running thing. I get a kick out of it. But so tell me more about this specialty toy store. That could you like take your kids there and kill like hours at a time? That sounds great. I wish we had something like that here.
what you do is you take your kids there like every week, and then you try to teach them, hey, you don't have to buy a toy every time you come here. Meanwhile, I turn around and I go cash out whatever I'm buying, whatever I found on the shelf. But they have everything.
Perfect.
There's a giraffe that's a mascot. It's wild. But yeah, this was on clearance for like $21. Shoot, I don't have the conversion on the screen that I had from last week for Champa. But yeah, I'm gonna open this. It's really cool. My friend Mario 796 Studio, shout outs to him, sent me this model kit. I have no idea what this is. Kamen Rider, but it looks like he's video game inspired because he's got like buttons on his costume, like Super Famicom. I don't know, that kind of multicolor button. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyone in the chat have Super Famicom? Or Ryan and Dan? It's like Asian
Super Nintendo
version of Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have
Abnugler, what's going on? Says it's called Ryan Spleen.
Yo, but to be fair, one time Kevin was like, "Yo, we don't have Venmo here. We don't know what Venmo is." And I was like, "Oh, my bad."
One time I asked, do you guys have Minute Maid? I think. And that's probably like the top 10 most American things, probably. Would you put it up there?
I don't know about top 10, but it's pretty up there.
There's a Minute Maid Park. I forget which team plays there. But
The Astros,
Sports?
I thought.
Okay.
I thought it was the Astros.
And also, from some of your colleagues, I got this awesome Hasbro Fortnite box. Have you guys handled any of these figures?
Not yet.
Not yet. He's gonna go get some after this. Get enabled. A whole bunch of these Fortnite. There's a Lynx, Ripley. There's Mousels, which is a buff cat dude. I'm sure you've seen D Amazing mess around with this a lot and giggle when he plays with that figure, as he does. The Astros play at Minute Maid Park. Says Texas Toy Guy. Shark.
Oh, that's a fun one.
The shark opens up, the accessories go in. There's a sushi accessory, and also an arcade with weapons. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. I want to ask, between the two of you, you're both very active on social media. You're on Twitter and IG. Who do you think between the two of you has the best meme or GIF game, having the correct thing for the situation every time? Who do you think is better?
I'd say Ryan. Like I honestly don't. So to be real, like I really didn't want to do Twitter, but I realized as a marketer, like that was something that we were missing from just like a marketing perspective, right? Like
Right.
at that time, Pulse didn't really have a Twitter account either, and so for me, even though by the way, my Twitter is a personal account, so it has no what I tweet out and say on Twitter is not representative of my great company Hasbro. Just fun fact. But yeah, like in terms of the meme game and the GIF game, like it's definitely Ryan. Like Ryan is way more wittier than I am. To be fair though, on IG, I'm pretty sure Janie posts like half of those pics and does the photos, so I feel like that's cheating. All right, Ryan, let's be real there.
The Twitter stuff is all me. The Instagram I do get help with. That is a known fact. I would say Dan's stronger though, because he's very positive and uplifting and doesn't really engage with people, and I am like more defensive and sarcastic, and I've gotten into trouble. Not trouble, but like, there's been times where I, maybe would have, if I had the Eye of Agamotto time stone, I would have gone back and done it a little differently. And I'm constantly biting my tongue. So I would say Dan for that reason.
Yeah, sometimes I text Ryan on the side. I'm like, "Yo, man, you good?"
I mean,
I don't know. I was
something
like,
like
"Yo,
this.
I don't know if you should be too fresh, man."
Something like this that you posted on Twitter, announcing that there was a new stream today. It's so specific, and when I first saw it, I really thought that was a hint, because there are times when you guys have posted something and then the reveal came out, and then I go, oh, okay, now I know why you chose that. And then when I saw this, I immediately thought, I'm like, that's got to be Heimdall and in the gold suit, because that's something that's, I feel I would want that. So when I see Idris Elba with this specific quote, I'm like, man, if he does that and you made the like the actor and the quote just fit together that perfectly, I was getting ready to applaud you, man.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to be honest, like Ryan's being nice right now. Like, I feel like Ryan thinks about it way more and like gives like really good hints. Like for me, I'm pretty like just sporadic, and I love The Wire, and I love that quote, you know what I mean? So it's just like, for me, I do think about it sometimes, but like you got to throw in curveballs, because if you do that for every post, then let's say you're like just putting like a post, like a personal like tweet, then like people are gonna like really dig into it. I'm just be like, oh, so that's the thing too,
Kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Do you ever deliberately throw anything out there to be like, ha, throw you guys off the scent?
Yeah, sometimes, definitely. Yeah.
I've learned that people don't read Instagram captions, because I used to be like, no hints here, and now every time it's like, oh my god, Hawkeye, and so I just laugh.
Sky
yeah.
Cycle.
Yeah.
We have a super chat. Thank you, Darth Gutierrez, a channel member here on YouTube. He says, evening, gentlemen. This is for Mr. Dan and Mr. Ryan. Oh, very formal. Thank you. We're not that classy here. For what you do at Marvel Legends, is a degree needed? Any suggestions into how to get into what you two do? Thank you for thinking of us fans. Thank you, Darth Gutierrez, for being part of the Butter Nation here and the very generous super chat. Appreciate you. Oh, wait, here.
You're generous.
There we go.
Yo,
Thanos.
nice.
Do I have to
That's a nice
put the question back up?
Nice soundboard.
Yeah, so from my perspective, I think Ryan might have a different perspective, but yeah, I would say at least for a marketing role, um, both Ryan and I both have um, like master's degrees, I believe. So I don't know if you need a master's degree, but you definitely need a bachelor's degree to have a role similar to what Ryan and I have in marketing, at least.
Mhm.
I got introduced to Hasbro through an MBA internship program, and I had to, compete against like a number of other interns, and then I got selected into a full time role at Hasbro, and then from Hasbro I had to work my way into Marvel. So that I think having a degree is very important, right? And just like in general, like I think in the global economy right now, having degrees is very, very important. So that's my take. I don't know about you, Ryan.
Yeah, I think we both got into Hasbro coming out of business school, so that is to do marketing. I think the easiest route, or I should say like the most common route. I should say the most common route. You don't technically need to go that way. There have been very, I've known a lot of people who didn't go that way, but a
Yep.
lot do. And it's basically like you try to get in with any company doing CPG, brand management, and marketing. It's very similar. They look for similar type of skills and education, and they honestly don't really care if you're a big fan of something to come in at that level, because to start out, you're just looking to contribute and do what the role requires. And then once you kind of get some experience and you can kind of search around, and if you work for, a company like Hasbro, you can, if there's something that you particularly latch onto, whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or Nerf, or games, right? You can kind of meet people and try to get over to a team that you have a personal fondness for. And then I think then you can really soar. Like if you're passionate about something the way Dan and I are about Marvel, then it kind of really takes it to the next level. So it's kind of, a bit of both. You need a relevant background, I think, to get in the door. But then once you are in the door, you can kind of pursue what interests you the most.
I think it just seems like you need an extra level because you guys are so familiar with the material and you guys are fans. So it almost seems like that's a requirement, but it's like you're in marketing. We just also happen to be fans, and that helps it gel together, seem more natural, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I've told the story many times already, but like I literally once I got my foot in the door for Hasbro and I worked like a year and a half at Baby Alive, which is not something I knew or was passionate about, right? Like I found a networking opportunity where I got to talk to a senior leader at Marvel in Hasbro Marvel, I should say. And I basically just like set up a one-on-one with him and I like begged him. I was like, listen, I've loved Marvel action figures since I was a kid. I love everything about Marvel. If you have me on your team, I will work my butt off for you. And it's those type of like networking things that I feel like people need to do in order to like get remembered. And like when the opportunity shows up, um, you might be given that. So it was just like I say it all the time, but I'm just very blessed and I feel very lucky to be on this team, and I feel lucky to be working with Ryan. Like Ryan is like one of the best bosses I've ever had. You know what I mean? So, but Ryan, to be honest, probably didn't know anything about me when when he first found out. He was just like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, you know what I mean?
He's like, baby alive. What? What is
Exactly.
this? Looking at the resume.
No, man, we lucked out with Dan because it was kind of, he interviewed with our our VP, basically, or SVP at the time, and it was like, yeah, he just got placed, but it was a great decision. Looking at the resume, everything checked out. Seeing Dan's background, business school, and the stuff he did before that was very interesting. But yeah, he brings a great energy. You guys see it on the live streams, positivity, the energy that the rest of the team definitely does not have as much of, as well as the comic passion and toy passion. I think if you take it, if like video game 2K ratings, right, is what the kids talk about these days, or if for old fogies like me, right, it's the power ratings on trading cards. I
Those
think there's
kids
different.
wearing Supreme.
That's right, and buying sneakers and snapbacks. Uh, yeah, you have to kind of, your aggregate score needs to be at a certain level, but you can flex up or down. Like Dan, for instance, reads way more comics than I do nowadays. So my comic knowledge for anything after the 90s is like actually not that strong. I'm looking stuff up all the time. But I think something that I bring is just this like toy background and just kind of knowledge of historical knowledge of toys and kind of how, collectors, being one myself, kind of want some. So like as a marketer like that, I kind of lean into that more. So it's all about different skills and different attributes like that.
But in that sense, you guys have a pretty good balance because, like you said, you have that area that you're into. Dan has the comic knowledge, and then Dwight hasn't seen '90s X-Men cartoons, so you guys help each other out, right? But whenever there's someone needs a little lift in that department.
Yeah, and to be clear, like Ryan is like really
Ryan, did you see it?
underselling.
That's a good move.
This is how you snap it and get it in focus. Sorry, Dan, please continue.
No. I was just saying, Ryan undersells himself. He is like an encyclopedia when it comes to like toy knowledge, right? So he'll like we'll be doing like a packaging like execution, and he'll be like, "Well, maybe we'd look at this thing from like 1990 something," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, bro. Like you got this." Like, you know what I mean? And so his knowledge and his acumen to toys is really phenomenal, and I learned so much from him from a marketing standpoint. And I also just want to say I am not the comics like guy there in our team. I think our engineer and Tony and our packaging team, they definitely contribute a lot too. I try to keep up with some big stuff and some stuff that I like too, but yeah, I'm definitely not the comic guy in our team. But yeah, like
what are you reading right now, Dan?
Right now I'm actually rereading the Matt Fraction run just because like I want to really appreciate the Easter eggs that Hawkeye's going to. I read it like when it first came out like in the 2000s, and like I'm just rereading it and enjoying what I'm seeing on screen now on the page. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. Ryan, are you reading any comics?
Not currently. I'm a very slow adopter of technology, which may or may not come as a surprise. So I've been putting off just getting the Marvel Unlimited because, like, yeah, I want to read the Fraction run of Hawkeye now too. But I'm so used to just buying the trade paperback, right? And like, I have all of them stacked down below, and actually physically reading it. I haven't made the jump to full digital yet, but I feel like I should just suck it up and do it at some point. I'm procrastinating it.
Do it. You have when you're sitting with a baby up at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m or something, you can just pull a phone out and just start reading. It's right there. You have a library in your pocket.
I want to just keep talking for the next 20 minutes before I have to leave so I can get out of opening anything. But I'm going to force myself to open. So what I'm doing here is I'm opening up the Blackbird jet here, which was a gift from a good friend, a holiday gift. So this will go on the X-Men shelf there. And then before I forget, I want to do the Hot Wheels Turtle Van Party Wagon. They call it the Party Wagon too. Just in honor of our Super 7 friends. I pre-ordered, I think I should say, because it's not a crowdfund, but I pre-ordered the Super 7 TMNT Ultimates Party Wagon. So I'm super excited to be officially in that club, and can't wait to get that. And they revealed the packaging for it. It was even more exciting. So I think you guys might have one more day to go do that. So
I think is it 17th? Yeah, 17th.
Yeah. I thought it was Monday, or like earlier this week. I thought I was getting in right at the wire, but so this will be a small miniature until the real thing arrives.
Sweet. We have a message. Janie says, very slow.
Thank you.
Friend of the channel, great dude, collector, comic book artist. Jason Lowe says, check out the Lucky Pizza Dog, or Lucky the Pizza Dog. Just I hear myself in my ear and it's messing me up. On Marvel Unlimited.
Will do.
I don't know if have you seen this one like short? It's like a 2-page of Multiple Man, and it's him going on this mission, and like it's almost like 5 of them at the same time, all intertangled together. on this like spy mission. It's almost like doing a maze in the kids menu, and you're trying to find the path. So he kind of connects it all together. It's so sick, and they all get to one conclusion at the end. It was, I think, in the back of X Core or whatever the I don't know, one of the multiple man comics. It's really cool. So go check Jason out. He's awesome. I see. I'm gonna take Ryan off the screen so it doesn't give him pressure to open more stuff.
I will showcase. So I don't know anything about G.I. Joe. I purely got Timber because wolves are my favorite animals. I don't know. Ryan, what's your
Articulated
favorite
wolf.
animal? I've never asked you this, but me and Ryan sometimes when we used to like sit right next to each other in our cubicles, I would just like randomly ask him like philosophical questions like, "What's your favorite animal, Ryan?" You know what I mean?
This is how the great Doritos war of 2019 started too. By
That
the
is
way,
true. Yes.
What was,
So
you guys are battling flavors, right?
yes, because Ryan is misguided and doesn't appreciate Cool Ranch like everyone should. You know what I mean? And so yeah, we have like an area in Hasbro called District 9 where it's just like cubicles, but they're like half cubicles. And I used to stand up on the desk and just ask people, like anybody I could see. I'd be like, "Yo, what's your favorite Doritos flavor?" And I started like this whole like thing, and it ended up being a tie. So it like blew my mind.
yeah, Dan did an office poll and it was 50-50.
Oh no, I can't hear Kev. Can you hear him, Ryan?
I cannot.
Oh, YouTuber. What were the two options for
Cool
chips?
Ranch, and you had nacho cheese, right?
Yep, it was Cool Ranch versus Nacho Cheese, and I will say this again that Dan has heard me say it. You know, if you're cool, you don't need to tell people you're cool. You would just go by Ranch.
Oh,
So Cool Ranch is clearly insecure.
All right, YouTube. There's a poll in the chat. Go ahead and vote. Let me know. Cool Ranch or Cool Nacho.
by you, Kev.
Don't make me choose, guys. I want to have you both
Oh,
back.
whoa.
No,
Come on,
I have to
Butterbear,
choose.
let's go. Is there a butter Doritos? Maybe you'd like that, you know?
There are butter flavored chips,
But not Doritos, though. Come on.
not Doritos. That's too crazy. Eric, Alfredable. Thank you for the super chat, man. He says you guys are killing it. Please give the Star Wars Black Series teams some pointers. They need help. Thank you for the support and the super chat, man. Star Wars, yeah, Black Series team. They have a lot of new stuff. They have a lot of vintage collection announced this week. But thank you for the super chat. Darth Gutierrez, another one.
The generous.
Truly appreciate the replies, gentlemen. Again, it was an honor. Keep up the work. For Kev, you already know. Big homie. Stay humble. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Ryan, Turtle Van, is it going to be opened?
Not at first, no, but probably. I don't know. I should watch some like other unboxing videos first to see like what the interior packaging is like. Like, could it be reboxed easily? Is the question. But
Ultimates is very collector friendly. You know, everything can go back in, so hopefully it stays like that. Jason reminds us that, you know, that panel that I talked about, that 2-page multiple man, is in X-Core number 3.
Ooh,
Dan,
we'll do.
go check it out.
So, Tigra is next.
Do you like the articulated wolf? Timber?
You gives me so many thoughts about potential Marvel animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I love wolves, man. Wolves are my favorite animals. So yeah. So Ryan, what's your favorite animal? Kev, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a turtle. Shocking. Actually had 2 turtles as pets growing up for years.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Yo,
that was
did you get it from Chinatown in Flushing? No. Oh, maybe
no,
that.
no. It was
Okay,
like
okay,
from
okay.
a pet store in Massachusetts where I grew up, and they actually lived for a long time. I think one of them outlived the other, and then someone took them and like freed them in the woods or something eventually. But yeah, shout out to Rex if you're still out there.
And if you're mutated and
30
listening,
years later, yeah, hope all is well, little buddy.
it's
You
funny.
didn't name him Raph? I'm surprised, man.
No, I wasn't as literal.
Growing up in Hong Kong at my grandmother's place, she used to have an open sink, and like she used to have a turtle in there, in the kitchen, and I'd either be crawling in the sink in the kitchen or like crawling around the floor in the kitchen, just a turtle. I just when you mentioned having a turtle growing up, I just remembered that, and I think the sad part was I think one day it crawled into a garbage, and like I think they took him out with the trash. Oh, this is
Yo.
bringing up bad memories. Why does this always happen on here? Thanks, Ryan.
Some relevant polls from my trading cards, guys.
Yeah,
Here
let's see
from
these.
Marvel Flair 2019. Shout out to Travis at Upper Deck who worked with us on the GameStop promo.
Nice.
But I got a Black Widow insert, and then Cannonball. I don't know if we'll ever get to this costume first, but as you see, no legs in this artist rendition. We've got the Collector, a lot of fellow collectors watching right now, and then the comic version of Icarus from the
Man,
Eternals, and then
that
in my
font on the
second
cards
pack,
is really retro.
this one's for Kyle. You see that, Kyle? Metalhead.
Metalhead.
Should send this one to you. Right, note to self, send that one to Kyle.
Yoko's here. She said, I had tiny turtles when I lived in Hong Kong.
Vulcan from today, very fitting.
Ooh.
Sweet.
And then I got a cool, oh, this is a fun one. We got a Groot. I am Groot. And then, didn't know this, but in the pack, like this card was in a plastic sleeve in the pack.
Oh.
So clearly it was something special about it, and it's actually numbered. This is a Juggernaut 4 out of 20. So they do these low numbers. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Is there an autograph?
There might be one in the box. No, not on this Juggernaut, no, but it's 4 out of 20, so pretty sweet.
They put it in a sleeve for you. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that. All right. These Fortnite. This is Lynx.
Ooh.
Pin visible. Everything. Like some of the new stuff. There's a lot of printed on details here. On the feet. On the face.
Yeah, do you play Fortnite?
Very poorly. I'd rather play Call of Duty where I don't have to worry about building walls and harvesting things. But the character designs for these and the figures came out really nice. And they have a guy who has butter for a head that they're making. So gotta support that. What was Kevin's turtle's name? It wasn't my turtle, it was my grandmother's turtle.
But yeah, what was your favorite animal? My bad, Kev.
Turtle's good. I'm good with turtle. I think it definitely influenced, that turtle that I grew up with. Is it weird to say? I mean, tigers are cool. Tony Montana. If I had money, I'd get a tiger like Tony Montana and have it in the house.
Tony Montana is your idol?
No, I'm just saying in that situation. Okay, maybe. No, if you're like a rapper and it's playing on like 10 TV screens in your house. Man. Also, yeah, everyone, let's not spoil Hawkeye either. It's only been a day. or two, so give people a chance. Let's keep it spoiler free.
There was a guy in your or there was a person in your chat here that I see coming through who keeps asking about Rintraw, the Build-A-Figure in the new wave that was revealed today. So
Oh yeah, I forgot to come back
just
to
to
that.
go on the record, we know absolutely nothing. We don't even have a character bio because it's a Build-A-Figure, and so there's no packaging for it. So there's your answer.
Because it's like MCU version, so we don't know literally anything about it.
Oh man, yeah, those were threw us for a loop today because I think we're accustomed to the stream at 11 East Coast, and then we're just like, I think I was meeting, I was talking to Troy and Jason. They're like, "Whoa, look, everything's out," and and we showed them. I'm like, "Wait, well, we have to wait till 1 o'clock." So, because at first we were gonna hang out and swap some toys that we had for each other, and then we're like, "Well, no, the stream's at 1." So that one threw us for a loop a little bit. We have hero.collections. What's up, Brandon?
Smooth like butter.
Sending UK love to the Butter Nation and the Legends team. Is that a goat emoji? Question, Ryan, your favorite Legends packaging / favorite mint on card legend? Question for Dan, your all-time favorite desk figure? P.S. The Who and the Who. I didn't know who he was talking about for a second. I'm like, the band? You know the band? The Who? And Rich, say hi. Brandon, thank you for coming through, checking out the stream. Thank you for the super chat. Ryan, Dan, who wants to go first?
What's up, Brandon? I feel like I met Brandon when he was like 15 at London MCM Comic Con way back when. But yeah, keep up the good work with Dan and Rich on your streams. I tuned in a little bit today, in and out. I would say my favorite packaging is the retro 6-inch Deadpool that we did. So David Nakayama blessed us with the artwork for that. And that was just a really fun project because it was leaning into the Toy Biz version, right, of the villain X-Force card, getting that pose, doing the back illustration as well for kind of jokes, doing the reverse side of Deadpool, and then making sure, begging our packaging team and Ben and the packaging team to do the trading card back with the power ratings graph too. So that's my favorite Legends packaging. And favorite mint on card legend, I'm gonna have to go with Toy Biz Hawkeye behind me because I've gotten the most mileage out of him. I didn't even know I had him. I was one day I was like, oh, I wonder if I have that Hawkeye, and I do, and he's been in my display ever since, and he's there. He shall remain.
Sweet, yeah. There's he's been in your display for a while. I've noticed, even though you've told people on IG, there are no hints because IG is obviously like more visual, right? You're just scrolling through and you see pictures. No one really reads your tagline, so that's probably the first thing they see. That's what I do. I pinch zoom, try to get in there and see if you put any of your shelves on back. No, I mean like if there's any toys hinted in there.
Those will be cropped out. The parts.
I know.
Those parts.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Ryan
Jamie
does,
is ruthless, by the way.
Yo, Ryan really does though, like think about like what he wants to put on his like display because he's like sometimes he'll like IM me and he'll be like, all right, I'm setting up my display. Gotta go. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, and yo, oh sorry, my bad. I just wanna say thank you to
The
Brandon.
question to Dan was your all-time favorite desk figure.
Oh, that's really hard. So one, I'm gonna cheat, and I'm just gonna say Spider-Man in general. So I have like I think 5 Pizza Spider-Mans, right? And I have like a lot of retro Spider-Mans. Spider-Man was like the first action figure for Marvel that I loved, and it got stolen from me, and so it's always anytime I have a Spidey figure, like I love it, man. So like Pizza Spidey and Retro Spidey probably are my all-time favorites just because they're so posable and fun, and yeah, I just love Spider-Man, So but yo, shout out to you guys, man. I can't wait to see you guys in London, hopefully again. Yeah, and keep up the good work. Make sure you keep buying AOA stuff though, if we ever do more AOA stuff.
Yeah, everybody, make sure you're checking out Dan Who and Hero Collections. Hero dot Collections, as Dan always likes to distinguish. Here's the best photo I could quickly pull up for the Rintra Build-A-Figure. All right, this thing's getting kind of heavy. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video for this because I really like this thing. It's a good wild card pick, Ryan. It's a very good wild card pick for today. Like, look at the braid on this. It's like different textures. It just makes it look more authentic, you know?
Shout out to JB and Joel, those two guys, the designer and engineer for that item. They really put in a lot of hard work. There were a lot of challenges to that in terms of making sure that the details are correct. And yeah, they did a great job.
I think you gotta go. Janie says she's offended. Wait,
Oh.
was it because of what I said that she's ruthless? Because she kind of is, though. On it's
Doubling down. I like it.
digging up. You know how I am. One last.
Janie, say hi to Hudson.
Are you all going to a family movie, or just grown ups?
No, I am sneaking out to go.
Nice.
Yeah. So Dan, after I head out of here, feel free to say whatever you want until I watch this back later, to make sure how it went.
That's the warning.
No, I can probably try to listen, like when I get there, and just wait for the movie to start. But yeah, thanks for having us, Kev. It was a pleasure as always. Hope to be back sometime, and all those channel members out there, keep supporting him, and doing what you guys are doing. And yeah, for those of you who watched the Legend stream today, thank you guys, and we will see you soon.
Wait, who won the Doritos poll? Wait, before you go.
Oh, Dan feels like he needs to know this. Ryan needs to know this. Nacho cheese is currently at 66%.
Oh, never mind. Go away, Ryan. Bye.
Was it Abe? Was it just two choices, or was there an other?
It was two choices.
Okay. Yes.
Ryan, enjoy the movie. Enjoy time with the missus. I want to thank you for coming by. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. It's been really cool doing the stuff that we've been doing this year. You've been on the channel a few times, and it's like I said, it's been really fun. And I think you guys are doing a great job with the live streams and the whole brand. So thank you. I'm sure people in the chat will also agree. And everyone say bye to Ryan.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Take care, everyone.
Happy New Year. Let's not get crazy. It's December 6th. Well,
now
and there were two.
Now talk crap. All
right. So what about Ryan bothers you the most? I'm just kidding. Don't get into that.
No. Ryan honestly is such a chill boss to have. You know what I mean? I call him boss all the time out of habit, but no, he's super smart. He's kind, respectable, and he's anything that a person would want in a boss. So only love to him. And Janie is amazing too. Their whole family is adorable. I wish we could spend more time to hang out, you know what I mean? But yeah, only love to Ryan and his whole entire family. They're really adorable. You should follow them both on IG. Janie is super talented, and I get jealous because I honestly keep my IG pretty private. I try to keep it more private than like Twitter, for instance. But whenever I see like his cool like Legends post, I'm like, yo, did Janie do that or did you do that? Let's be real.
I play that game with him sometimes too, and I'm like, this one was not you, and we'll just guess. Bearded Builds.
Smooth like butter.
What's going on, dude? Another Canuck 4, fellow Canadian collector. What's up,
nice.
Peter? He says, all three of you guys are awesome. We'll pass that on to Ryan later. Love the vibe. Oh, sorry, dude. Nacho Doritos all
Nacho
day.
Doritos.
However, he says your Dreamville shirt is 5 flames, rated 5 flames.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I always try.
Peter, man, thank you.
Thank you, man. I always try to make sure I don't represent Marvel in terms of fashion now, just because I might curse or do something or say something. So I don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, anytime you see me in a Mets cap, it's probably because I'm trying to not associate myself a little bit. Oh. Did you get this Excalibur 3-pack yet, man?
Excalibur? I didn't. Because Troy ordered one. You know Troy. Troy collects toys.
Yeah, definitely. He loves
Troy and
zombies.
Jason. It's I'm
gonna send Troy a zombie. Like, if we ever make another zombie character, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got a gift. Nah,
yeah, I told him, like, well, you were in the chat that one time. We were talking about like if we do a whole Marvel Legends zombie wave. Send it to Troy, man. Great dude. Also, Zombie Cap is in my top 10 for this year.
Yo, man, like, where does he go? I look at just like, look at this leg, man. Like, look at that. Just look at that, man. You can see my freaking face. Yeah, man.
Oh, right. That's right. The joke was that you would give Troy a zombie reveal. That's what it was.
Yeah. I was gonna give Troy a zombie reveal.
It's been a cool year. You know, I got to reveal the Wolverine, and a lot of people in the community got to do a lot of stuff. I think that's really, really interesting and unique approach. So shout outs to you guys. But then, you know, you got to do a live stream with Pharaoh Monch.
Oh man, so that was like, no lie. Like, I mean, I think you could tell by how giddy I was, but Pharaoh Monch, and shout out to him. I think Stress is actually going to be available on Spotify starting tonight at midnight, which is just like so coincidental. But if you haven't heard of Organized Confusion, I really recommend, if you're into hip hop and you want something grimy, lyrical, Organized Confusion Stress, I really recommend that album. And Pharaoh Monch's solo stuff is always good too, you know what I mean? So for me, that was just to know that he is a collector, like a legit collector, because there's a lot of like celebrities that like just like fake it a little bit, you know what I mean? And he's no joke, man. He sends me like DMs sometimes where he's like literally on the elliptical and he's just like, yo, this is my like motivation, like today, and it's like a Psylocke or like something like that, you know what I mean?
In an alternate timeline, you're at Baby Alive still, and you're chatting with Pharaoh about Baby Alive. There's a version of you out there in the multiverse.
Yeah, man.
Because like, there's no way from Baby Alive you would have seen that, right? Like, you're like, yo, I'm gonna get to chat to this rapper, the star that you've been listening to.
Yo, man, I used to sell the crap out of Baby Alive, man. I was just like, do you know what the most innovative baby doll is? That poops? Do you want to see? Like,
I think those were the first times those words have been uttered in the English language. I've used to sell the crap out of Baby Alive.
Yo, man, anything that poops, babies love it, man. That's all I'm saying. There was like there's a doll that was really, really cool. There was like an IR sensor, so that like anytime you took a scissor to the sensor, like the bangs would grow, and like if you snap it, it would like go back into its like head, so it looked like it was cutting. So like Baby Alive, yo, shout out to the Baby Alive team. I love that team, man. They made me who I am as a Hasbro like Marvel person. So shout out to that team.
I love it.
Go get your Baby Alives. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. Going to the not as good as Marvel Legends brand, we have Hercule or Mr. Satan. This is an old figure, I know, but I have been hunting him down for a good price, and I'm very excited about that.
Did you
My
get it
bad.
recently?
I did get it recently because I saw him drop. I scour through eBay a lot for like.
You should have told me. I would have traded you mine. I don't know where the dog is though.
Oh, but the dog is like the best part, man.
I know. I'm sorry. He's cool though. And then I think I got rid of my fat boo also.
Yo, for real? What do you want for Fat Boo? I need Fat Boo.
No, I already got rid of it.
Oh, okay. It's all right. I
Sorry.
don't have Venmo, or you don't have Venmo anyway, so it don't matter.
What's going on, Mario?
What's going on,
RMD
Mario?
Collective is here. Just got back from watching Spider-Man. I can't wait. I have tickets for Monday. My fiance's work got like a private theater.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, well, I'll just watch then.
Do that a lot in Hasbro back in the day, like when everybody was, because right now Hasbro is sort of in a hybrid mode when it comes to work. So it's like, depending on which brand, 2 days in, 2 days out, or 3 days out, or whatever. And but now, like when we were there full time, anytime there was like a Marvel movie, we would like get the theater in the mall, and like everybody would just go every Friday. It was mad dope. I wish we had that here for this weekend, you know. Oh, yo, this figure is dope. Not as good as Legends, but it's pretty dope, you know.
I was talking with the mute on again. Smooth. Chamba says Dragon Ball Super figures will be on sale in a few hours.
Yeah, I saw that, man. That was mad tempting. So I have certain rules with DBZ, so like I don't think I could get those, to be honest. Even though Gohan looks dope. So do you collect DBZ like hardcore?
No, and I'm not gonna front like I'm a hardcore fan. It was just, we chatted about the original Dragon Ball for a little bit, and Krillin and Chaozu going at it.
Yeah.
And obviously growing up, Dragon Ball was huge in Hong Kong. And then when I came here, it was huge as well. But I never like finished it to the end. And then I tried to watch Super when it came out, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like it's kind of like watching The Flash. The Flash is always like, I can't beat this guy. Barry, run faster. Okay, and then you just run a little bit faster, and then you defeat him. It's like, oh, Goku, make your hair a new color. Okay, and then it seemed to me it was like that. It's probably deeper than that, and I'm not seeing the full story. But from what I'm like, I was just tired of it. I'm like, I don't get it. Am I missing something?
No. I mean, like, to be fair, I feel like the only reason why I like DBZ is because like I grew up with it, you know what I mean? So like on Toonami or whatever, like that's what was readily available, you know what I mean? So if it wasn't for that time period of my life, like watching it, then I don't think I would be, because like you, I tried watching Super 2 and it was all right, but like now as an adult, like I'm always lurking in your live stream, so I'm just like I don't have time to watch everything else, you know what I mean?
It's true. You are always lurking. You show the face again, because it's really comical, that expression that he comes with. It's awesome.
But I am tempted, man, because that Gohan, man, and I think it was Vegeta. And Vegeta's like one of my top characters there from the show, so I'm just like, oh man, it was mad tempting, but I don't know.
See, tell me. Look at the chat. Win or lose, 100% true. Jason Lowe says, I'm not wrong. Torrensu, no, that's accurate. 796 Studios, nah, that's pretty much it. Like, what's next? He's just going to be clear one day? He's going to have no hair? Where does it end? Like, what's the end goal? That's how I perceive it. Torrensu says reading the manga is better, although one a month is killer. That's just reading. That's reading comics, right?
I never read the manga, so somebody recently, I was like, using the over 9,000 GIF on Twitter with Toy Bro. I was just like messing around with him, and then like somebody like corrected both of us, and he was like, in the manga, it was just like a mess up in the translation. It's really like 8,000, not 9,000. And I was like, oh, my bad. But do you ever read mangas though, man? Yo, I used to. Quick story. So like the only reason why I got into Naruto, because I was a little bit older when it was at its peak, right? Is because like I wanted to connect with my little brother who's like 10 years younger than me, and like he was not really into X-Men like I was. Like I used to show him the animated series and X-Men, and he was like, okay, that's cool, but I'd rather watch Naruto, right? And so he got me into Naruto, and then I got so into it that I started reading the manga, like to the point that like I was in Afghanistan, and I was like the first thing I asked like my brother, like when I was on Skype, I was like, yo, what happened in the manga? Like, you know what I mean? So Naruto had a special place in my heart for like, and that's like the only manga that I remember like religiously reading versus like comics, you know what I mean?
That's cool. So there's a new SH figure arts that were recently announced.
Yeah.
Naruto, Sakura, and
Shout out to Cheney. He always tells me he DMs me anytime there's like an update for Naruto stuff. So he's like
Sasuke.
Yeah, Sasuke.
I watched it. I think I need to go back and finish the rest of it.
No, I think it's really like it's really hard to start because it's like one of those animes where it's like super slow paced. You know what I mean? So if you're like not already like into it, like it's hard to like get into. You know what I mean? And like the manga is better because it doesn't have like all the filler storylines that like take up so much stuff. You know what I mean? But the manga was like clear and cut, so it was like good.
Des RE fan, channel member, says shout out to the vets, mad respect. Absolutely. There you go. Yeah, I don't know where I put that dog.
Yeah, I didn't know the head sort of moves, you know. Oh, that's dope. I thought it was just like a slug.
Do you feel hesitant talking to coworkers about non-Marvel stuff or non-Legend stuff?
No, I'm not hesitant, but it's more of like, to be honest, like we are super busy all the time. Like it's not like we have that much time to just like BS around. You know what I mean? Like we don't have that many like it's either.
On that note, let me check this Doritos poll. Just the fact that you're like, yeah, we don't have that much time to BS around, but your story was like, oh, I stood up on my desk and I said, hey,
that's
which
true.
chip
That's true.
flavor?
That's true. Well, I think that's the
no,
thing
but I'm sure you guys are crazy busy.
But like the thing is, like I think the virtual like workspace kind of like it's hard to do that. You know what I mean? Like that's why I kind of like being in the office sometimes because I'm like the instigator of like stupid stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Better chip nacho cheese, 63%. Cool Ranch,
63
out of 83 votes. I don't know. If I went to a vending machine, okay, let's see. If I'm hungry at work, go to the vending machine. Sorry, dude. I think I would choose nacho cheese.
Man, yo, I'm about to leave, man. Peace out.
Well,
Peace,
that's
everyone.
it for us tonight. Wait, so did you ever watch this?
So I did not. So that was one of the things that my brother he loved. But like I was like, all right, man, I'm already connecting you with you in Naruto. I don't need to watch Aang and I don't know. There was something about the fact that it was on Nickelodeon too that for us, at least in the States, that I was just like, oh, whatever. Because I was always like more of like a Cartoon Network guy. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, you're very brand loyal. Not that it was like it was American made, right? Like
I think so.
This show.
Honestly, I'm like really ignorant to all other than the fact that like a lot of people like it. Like I don't really know, and I also know that M. Night Shyamalan destroyed the movie or whatever. So
yeah, I've heard people say don't mention that.
Woo.
But this is cool. $20 Canadian.
Oh, that's a great price, I guess.
Mouth articulates.
Oh, that's dope. can't wait until
But I
we
don't
do
know.
something like Lockjaw like that, maybe.
I don't know if the 5-inch figures scale with this. Does anyone collect this line and have the actual 5-inch figures with this? Do they scale properly, or is it like McFarlane scaling? This is cool, and this is hefty. I don't have my scale with me, unfortunately. Dang.
So, are you a big fan of the show?
I'm just getting into it.
It's on like
Do you?
Netflix and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, Netflix has it, and then there's a sequel series. Do you
Oh
ever find
yeah.
yourself watching a new property and you're like, man, I can't wait to get toys of this? Or you choose what to watch based on whether or not there are toys for it?
No, I mean, like for me, I'm like the opposite. We're like, and I say this with all love to Marvel. It's like sometimes though, like I watch like some new property or something like that, and I'm like, yo, let me make like I just want to make 6-inch figures out of those. Like you know what I mean? Like when Squid Game first came out, I was like, yo, how can I make Squid Game 6-inch figures for Hasbro? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know the person who makes all these partnership deals, but I'm always just like, yo, Invincible. When Invincible, like when I heard the show was gonna come out, I was like,
Mhm.
yo, let me hop on that. Like for real. Like not that I don't like Marvel Legends and I don't ever want to leave Legends to be honest anytime soon. But like there are moments where in pop culture at least where I'm just like I really want to make like when I see like other lines like go to different properties, I'm always like, oh man, I wish I could do that too. You know what I mean? I'm just greedy as fuck, man. Oh, I'm just greedy as yeah.
It's just well, you're a fan, right? And you're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
definitely.
industry, so you naturally, I think it's natural to be like, hey, how can we make this happen? And you're as a marketer, I'm sure you're always on, right? Always thinking of how to connect certain strategies and promotions together, whether it's Pharaoh or reaching out to David Nakayama and doing all that stuff. So
Yeah.
like I'm sure it's like you wake up in the morning and you're like, all right, I got ideas and how can I connect it together? So when you're a fan of all these things and you got your foot in the door, you're like, let's make this happen. Not that you want to leave Legends. You
Yeah,
guys are killing it.
definitely. No, definitely. It's always attention. You know what I mean? And I'm always just obnoxiously aggressive sometimes on what I want to do. You know what I mean? Yo, this Goku is dope. I'm not a big
Kyle's
fan
trying
of
to
Goku.
recruit you.
Oh no,
He
man,
says,
I
Dan,
can't
you're
do
always
that,
welcome
bro.
to come make turtles with us. What kind of turtles Marvel crossover? Has there been one?
I know Hasbro has done the crossover with Power Rangers. I love that one a lot. Kyle,
Yeah,
you would
speaking
not
of
want
Power Rangers, you're a Power Rangers fan, right?
like I am, but I am totally ignorant to anything besides Mighty Morphin and Lost in Space. Those are my two jams, basically.
That's cool.
So
There's a lot of seasons. I haven't seen all of them. I probably have all the figures, but I haven't seen all the seasons.
shout out to the Power Rangers team for real. I have a bunch of Lightning Collection stuff too, but they're in another safe house, I think. Yeah, I think
The
they're in
safe
another
houses.
safe
Can you
house.
talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah,
Do
man,
you have a display set up?
I'm a man on the run, so that my lady doesn't find out how many toys I actually have. So I have like strategic places of where I have some toys, and I also have like a bag where I carry like a couple of toys at all times, just in case like we have to do like live streams like this. So I could just be like, oh, look at this Sugar Man. Like I literally have a bag here of like Sugar Man and like a bunch of stuff too. Yeah, but I have a bunch of safe houses in the East Coast where I'm just like, yo, stash this for me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, lady. I love you.
I think that's most collectors' dream, to have like a offsite or second location where um, you can have more of your collection, because sometimes space is more of a commodity than, you know, grabbing all the figures. It's like you can get everything, but where are you going to put it? Put it in boxes, or you can just get a safe house like Dan. You're like the James Bond of collecting. You have a fake
No, man.
passport.
No, it's not. I'm not a hero. I'm like running away, so it's not like I'm like in witness protection. What are you talking about, man?
Live stream should not be live streaming, but nobody knows where you are. Thank goodness. Let's see. Have you read the comics, Dan? Which comics are you referring to, Marcus? Yeah. Are you? How are you feeling? I know you're very competitive with other brands. You know, as much love as you have for them, you guys are all. You seem like a competitive dude. Will you be getting a Megazord, the Zap Megazord?
Oh, I will not, just because, and I was super tempted. Like, one of my favorite Christmas gifts from my grandfather was like the OG Megazord. But there's something about that scale, man, that I kind of want it to be like Sentinel size maybe, and then maybe I'd like
Yeah,
jump in.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what that sound I just made was. It was yeah and right, so I went. Ruh. But yeah, Sentinel scale, Megazord, but then that would put it into like that HasLab tier. But
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
down for that.
That's true. And I want a Dragon Zord, man. Like, I'm a big Green Ranger guy. Like, I love Tommy, and like I think Green Ranger Tommy is like the best Power Rangers. And like, the chat, if you want to fight me, like, I will meet you anywhere to fight that. But just kidding.
Whoa,
because I'm
that's
in
not fight my
undisputed- No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna
This
fight
is
over
all-
Tommy too.
Yeah, Tommy would not want you to fight.
But
We're gonna lose.
what's the best Tommy Ranger?
Oh God. The evil one from the comics.
Ooh, he is dope. He is dope.
The first version, not the current one where he's got like the crazy shaved hair and scars. I don't know if everyone's up to date on that comic. Oh, nice. You have that too. Oh, you don't have Fat Boo.
I don't have Fat Boo. That's the one that I don't have. And he's too pricey on the secondary market right now.
Okay, so what I have left for SH Figure Arts DBZ is Master Roshi,
Ooh,
Vegeta with the Scouter accessory,
nice.
Kid Krillin, Kid Goku, like a regular Goku, something Super Saiyan Son of, I don't know what it was. It was like a recent reissue. You know, they have those long names.
Yeah.
Hercule. Oh, what's that dude's name? The martial arts dude from Dragon Ball. And he has that log as the accessory. The martial arts dude, you know, he fights people sometimes with his tongue. Tao Pai Pai. I think that's his name.
Okay.
And 2 Bulmas.
I heard the Bulmas are good, man.
They're nice. People have been telling me Lunch is like one of the best figures of the year.
That's what I keep hearing too, but like I don't know if I try to be strict with my EBZ collection. So I personally try to just stick to Boo or Cell Saga characters or looks. And so like that's why I don't really hop onto like even Frieza Saga that much. But yeah, man, like because I have so many safe houses, like I've never invested in like, you know, I've never actually invested in a proper like house, and right now house prices are like terrible. So
Do you keep a theme in each safe house, or are they all Marvel?
I can't tell you that, man. That's classified information, you know.
Okay, for sure.
But majority,
in case your lady's watching.
Majority is just Legends, baby. Just Legends that I get for free.
Safe houses, multiple. Greg Fenstad, says, "Ooh, glad I spotted your stream. I'm glad too. Happy to have you here. Hope you can stick around. Enjoy some toy unboxings. Normally on the channel, do this every week, unboxing Thursdays. Every once in a while, we get a cool fan first event where Dan and Ryan and Dwight show us some cool stuff, and sometimes I do this thing called Dope or Nope, where we look at the figures announced for the day, and if you're in the chat, you can let us know what you think, if they're dope or nope. If you're a channel member, there's special dope or nope emojis. Dan, first of all, can you please explain, December 16th, everyone's like, okay, I think we're safe, like for the rest of the year. We're gonna coast. And we see the Legends team, hey, we're gonna have a thing December 16th. Like, great. Perfect. Thursday, you get to see all this stuff. I get to talk about it on the unboxing right after. And you guys drop like 20, almost 20 figures today.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody, a majority of them are dopes instead of nopes. So Ryan and I on the marketing team, we get to kind of plan out when we want to, do these type of live stream events. There are a lot of approvals on like the exact timing and stuff like that. But long story short, I was angry, right? I got mad that, and I told this to Kev already, so he's hearing this second time, but like I kept seeing all these comments about like, oh, G.I. Joe beat Marvel this time at PulseCon for like, reveals and things. And I was pissed, man. I was like straight up like, Ryan, we gotta end this year with a bang. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just playing. Like, I love the G.I. Joe team, but I'm super competitive. It's just like the New Yorker me, sort of, and I always want us to be like best in class. You know what I mean? Even amongst like fellow Hasbro brands. So I was like, Ryan, let's like make December the one to remember, and just like go out there and end 2021 with a bang. You know what I mean? And one of the other things that we always want to do with our December live stream, our last one for the year, is kind of recap our top 5 picks. We make our own rules that Dwight never listens to anyway, so it's all good. And it's super fun. Like we literally, like Ryan and I take it pretty seriously. We like strategize, like, oh man, is he gonna choose this one, or like? And I think you guys probably heard me and Ryan like groan a couple of times, because like I really wanted Colossus.
Yeah, I heard you in the background when they full screen somebody and your pick
yeah, man. Like
got
I was
chosen.
like,
And here you go.
So in my mind, I thought Build-A-Figure. For some reason, I thought we wouldn't do that category until later on, right? And I thought I would get the first pick at Build-A-Figure, or I thought Ryan was going to do Stiltman, because like he really likes Stiltman. So I did not think Colossus would be picked. And like,
Come on, Colossus is dope.
No, but I assumed, like, you don't understand. I assumed Dwight wanted the Build-A-Bear. He wanted Ursa. And I for some reason, I thought I would get the pick next, and then he would be available, but I don't know. There were a couple, there were so many figures this year that I wanted to just like highlight and spotlight, but we narrowed it down, because I know to some people, the drafts and stuff like that, they're boring and stuff like that, and nobody really cares, right? Like, people see the stream to see like the new products, which I completely understand, but like at the end of the day, like we kind of want to have fun too, and that's sort of our that's sort of our own time to like just have fun with ourselves a little bit too. You know what I mean?
We have a super chat for a new viewer on the channel.
Smooth like
Thank
butter.
you, Ryan Ting. Thank you for the super chat. And tuning in, says, hi, Kevin and Dan. Big fan of your work. Kevin, who's your favorite all-time Maple Leaf, Blue Jay, Raptor? Dan, I'm assuming, who is your top Giant, Met, or Nick? Thank you, Ryan, for the super chat and supporting the channel. And man, watch the previews, man. Eat some popcorn. But thank you for tuning back in. That's dedication. My favorite Maple Leaf. I don't watch hockey, so I'll choose Ty Domi because I know he is a person who played hockey here. Wendell Clark, he played hockey. This is the era that I watched like a hockey game.
I think I had Nintendo
favorite-
97 of NHL 97, and that's the only reason why I know like maybe a little bit of hockey is because of a hockey game. That's about
No
it.
hockey for you?
I mean, I love my alma mater is BU, and so we have a really strong college hockey team. So that's the only time I was into hockey, but I never got really into the NHL really. But sorry, keep going,
my favorite
bro.
Blue Jay is Roberto Alomar before he got canceled. I played second base. I wear number 12 on my team. But good thing I didn't get like a tattoo or anything because like you can't get tattoos of people anymore. Because like I don't know what happens in like 10, 20 years and they get canceled for something. So yeah, my favorite Blue Jay is pre-cancellation Robbie Alomar.
He was also a Met. So shout out to no, take that back. I rewind. I do not shout out to him.
And favorite Raptor? Kyle Lowry. Greatest Raptor of all time.
What?
Come on, the guy is a he grinds. He's been there. He's stuck with the team and he just battles and competes. Vince Carter is like the most showboaty for sure, right?
Yo, Vince Carter, man, oh my lord, I'm not the biggest NBA fan compared to Ryan. Like Ryan's like super into he does fantasy, I think too. And but like Vince Carter, man, he was one of those players that like as a Knicks fan, I'm only supposed to like Knicks players, you know what I mean? But like once you saw that slam dunk contest, once you saw those highlights, man, of what he could do, I was like, man, you gotta respect that. He brought so much energy and like it was just so fun to watch, man, when he was like dunking and stuff. And he was like a good ball player too overall. It wasn't just dunking, you know what I mean?
Dude, how many years was he in the league? He retired like last year or maybe the end of last season. That's insane.
It's true.
Right? It's true. And he was still dunking. Obviously not like high enough with his elbow in the rim, but he was still dunking and he was still shooting, and it's that is impressive. But that, the greatest Raptor, that does not make him.
Dang. All right, Kyle. I respect that pick. That's a good pick.
What about you for Giant?
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan Ting. I don't know who you are.
You're generous.
Favorite New York Giants. So, that's a hard one. I will have to say probably either Eli Manning or OCU Manura. So the reason why I would say that is like we used to play like flag football, and I used to just like love rushing the passer like all the time.
Is this football?
Yeah, this is football. American football. Sorry. American football. And yeah, so I mean I love Eli because even though like he's like a meme, he got us 2 Super Bowls and he beat Tom Brady. He beat Ryan Ting's favorite Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice. So I hope he hears that. So that's why I like Eli Manning. I'll make it quick since the chat thinks that sports is not cool. What was the other ones that he said? He said
Mets or I don't know.
Mets. All right. So Mets, it has to be Mike Piazza. So Mike Piazza, number 31. at 9/11, that famous like post 9/11 game. He hit that awesome home run against the Atlanta Braves, and it was awesome. Like I really wish, like, you don't understand, man. When the Mets lost to the Yankees in the World Series, like I cried. Like I was a kid. I was like, I literally prayed. I was like, Jesus, why do you hate me? Like, am I ever gonna see the Mets win the World Series? Like that kind of thing. Like I was breaking down as a kid. And like they went again against Kansas City, and like I almost cried again too. Like when we lost in the World Series, man. Like the Mets, man, yo, the Mets and the Knicks and the Giants now, they give me ulcers, man. They build character like no other. And my favorite Nick has to be Allen Houston. He was
Nice.
a great player in the '90s, and yeah,
And John Stocks.
Don Starks, man, he always you know, gets that highlight against the Bulls, and Chris Childs always gets the highlight on punching Kobe. So RIP to Kobe, but Chris Childs is the man.
I think we lost some people. Ryan
I'm
says, can't
sorry.
hear you over previews. Hope you didn't say uh-oh. Uh-oh. But thank you for making your draft, because if I have to do a top 10 for the year, there has been a lot of toys. I've opened way too many toys. So lists like this, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I could add that to the list.
All right, so be real though. Who do you think won? And be honest. You don't have to. Ryan's lurking, so you know you have to be conscious.
He says he
of him.
can't hear. I'll just cover my mouth so he can't read my lips. Who has the best picks? If you weren't here, I would still pick yours.
Oh, you don't have to lie, bro. It's all good.
Because
It's
the
all good.
MODOK with the hamburger thing, again, the whatever hamburger beam, super cool accessory. And you know how I feel about MODOK, especially if you don't have to put one together. So that is points for that MODOK. Riri is I agree with you. Beautiful figure. Zombie Cap in my top 10. Armadillo, I don't think I need him. If you had gotten Build-A-Bear, which was stolen from you, I would have, yours would have been solidified even further. Dwight, I just thought it was really funny that he showed up dressed as Peter B. And
Yo, and
he's like,
we didn't even know. Like straight up, today we were just like, we were joking that he was like looking like that, but we had no idea that he was
looking like that.
Because sometimes we text each other, we're like, "Yo, what kind of shirt you gonna wear?" And we forgot to do that, and lo and behold, he showed up looking like Peter B. So it was awesome.
No, it's funny because I noticed it. I'm like, wait, you guys pulled up a picture. He's wearing a red shirt with a green outer shirt. And then I go, oh, I got to write this down and talk to you guys about it later. And then almost immediately, Ryan was like, was it you or Ryan? You called him out. You're like, you're dressed as Peter B right now. And I'm like, oh, great. That's freaking hilarious. I'm glad you guys noticed it. Let's see if I can pull up the picture. That was a Magneto. Yeah, but it was like a red T-shirt under a green opened up button up. So it's the same look.
He wears that green like jacket a lot though. So I will say it wasn't like he was specifically trying to look like him. I think it just happened to be that way.
Did it just seep into his subconscious?
I guess so. And I really like that figure a lot too. And there were so many figures, man, that I could have chosen, but like it was so hard, and we didn't want to spend like a whole hour just drafting our favorite top 10 stuff either. So thank you for indulging us, and thank you for those who watched, and hopefully people had a lot of dope. Sorry, we didn't even go through dope and nope, but yeah. So what did you think, Kev? Overall, what was your dopest reveal or item that we showed off today?
I will say that in 1 second. So here's Dwight. in the Peter B outfit, and our friend Mr. Jones
Yo,
was like, "I'm gonna draw Dwight as Peter B. Parker." So shout outs to Chris, man. He's captured you and Ryan and now Dan.
shout out to him for real. I did DM him for real, Chris, and he was really fond of it. He was very happy. So thank you, man.
My favorite today, chats. What do you guys think? The first thing that was kind of shown today was the multiverse of madness wave. May not be the coolest figure, but it's a character that I wanted for a long time. It's Wong. You know, he's had multiple appearances, and I felt like it was long overdue. You know,
Yeah.
you guys mentioned you were am I remembering this correctly? You were looking for a spot to put him?
Yeah, so like there are so many, we're limited in how many items that we can have, right? And so sometimes he would be on the board. Like I remember he was on a couple of boards a long time ago for different waves or different opportunities in the year. And for like either other characters or for some other reason, it wasn't the right time. And for this movie, we definitely wanted to make sure that he was there because, I love Wong. I think he's cheeky and he's a great character within the MCU. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm super excited for that figure.
Chat, let me know in the comments, either on Twitch or YouTube. Marvel Legends, Wong, in the Multiverse of Madness wave. I think the portrait there looks great.
Yeah, man, for real. I mean, I don't want to
And
toot my own horn.
we finally get him.
Like...
And we need to find out what he was doing in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited about the future of MCU from what I know. So that's all I will say.
What did you think of Shang-Chi? I don't remember if we had that conversation. Or what do you think? And also, what do you think Wong was doing there with Abomination?
I will not answer the Wong question, but I will say that I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. I think, if I'm being like completely honest with you, I think the third act was like really rushed, like really, really rushed. But overall, as a movie, like I loved it. I loved like the soundtrack, like everything about it, and I've already mentioned it multiple times of how much it means to me to have Shang-Chi in the MCU. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought it was awesome, man. What about you?
Same thing. One of my favorite movies. I think Tony Leung is like a top 3 MCU villain, man. He's incredible.
Man, my girl was like, "Yo, he's so sexy," and I was like, "Okay, stay away from Wenwu, all right?"
You can take my Wenwu figure to another safe house. Get him out of here.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, kind of the third act, like you said, it raised a lot of questions. Not in the sense that it didn't make sense, but in the sense of like, why make these choices? So,
and like, I wanted that Tony versus that Wenwu versus Shang-Chi fight to be like, I wanted that to be the apex moment, and the whole story was so much evolved around like the family aspect, you know what I mean? And like that third act just like went in a totally different direction. And so that's the only gripe I have. And I still love the movie. I still think it's awesome. But that's the only gripe I have with Shang-Chi.
Because you built up these characters for the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Shang-Chi ran away. His father is going through this whole journey. He's been alive for, I don't know, however many years. And like, they had to fight. He sacrificed himself. But then it went on and like, oh, by the way, there's a dragon that just, it was there or not, or the dragon came and rescued them from the thing. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's better when you flick the hand this way.
This way, sorry, I obviously don't.
Shout outs to Cheney. Yeah, and it could have just ended there for a movie that started off like very grounded, with just
Yeah,
martial arts and it wasn't like very crazy superhero-y until you got to the water effects and everything like that and Morris. Um, I think it could have worked without that.
yeah, and shout out
Maybe
to
they were
you,
like,
man.
Chinese people need to have a dragon. 'Cause that's what they're known for. Let's put a dragon in the movie. And somebody was like, yeah, it makes sense. They love their dragons.
Would you want like a long, like big, like dragon, 6-inch scale?
Like a bath?
No, as in like beyond a bath.
Oh, dude.
Oh no, are we frozen? You are frozen, Kev, in a very awkward
Are we back?
facial expression. Can you hear me?
I thought it was your
Hello?
poker face when I mentioned the dragon Build-A-Figure because you were like, and then it froze. I don't know. I wouldn't need it because then he would have to be able to ride on it, right? And
Yeah,
Aquafina has to ride on. No, wait, it was his sister who was on it too.
yeah.
I don't need it.
It's a
Maybe
whole
like
lot
a
of
Hot
plastic, I
Toys,
would think.
maybe like a Hot Toys Morris. Have you
Morris
seen
would
the
be
Hot
good.
Toys Shang-Chi and Wenwu?
I have. That's the other thing. I have never gotten a Hot Toys, and then Ryan was like telling me like, "Oh man, if you're a toy collector, you need to have at least one Hot Toys." And I'm like, "Oh man, I have too many safe houses, man. I can't afford that, you know."
We did a Shang-Chi wrap-up episode on here, and I'm like, Ryan, would you get this hot toy? He's like, yeah, I think I would. And I said, are you gonna open it? And he immediately was like, no.
No.
Immediately.
Yo, I'm telling you, Janie is like an angel or a saint or something. Cause like I don't know where she lets him put all his toys, man. Like, and you have to think they have to be like boxed up, right? So like, I know for a fact he got like all the HasLabs too because he wants to like support every brand. So he has like huge ass boxes, man. I'm sure. But shout out to Janie, you're the best.
Let's keep moving. Some of the newer stuff. There was Astral Form Strange. I thought the portrait on that one was really good.
I think I think the last, if I no offense to Dwight or anybody else, but the last Astral Doctor Strange was a little tough, right? It was back in the day when and it was working off of concept art, so I understand. Not even concept art, I don't think. But yeah, so this is another astral form of Doctor Strange that I think, with the ACBA community, like I think there's gonna be some really cool shots that you can do with this. You know what I mean? I'm super excited for it. So
I think he's dope. Oh man, I usually get these pictures. I don't know why I didn't get the files. We have a Master Mordo. Is the chat
again,
caught up yet?
And again, I don't really know anything about the plot. And even if I did know, I would not tell you guys. So I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, I think he looks dope.
It's all good.
Love his hair. Got his flow.
Sleepwalker, Despair.
So I don't know a lot about Sleepwalker, I'll be honest. But I know there are some hardcore like comic fans who were like super psyched about this specific item. Like I got a lot of DMs from people for like comic people, and like they were like, "Yo, Sleepwalker, thank you." I was like, "You guys are you're welcome," but I don't know anything about Sleepwalker.
You're welcome. I think it's cool because when you, I mean, like I know you see all the comments out there, and it's hard to ignore some of the negativity, but for all the ones that are people are like, "Oh, what is this? Who asked for this?" You know, there's like 2 or 3 people who are like, "Oh, this is sick. I've been waiting for Sleepwalker for so long." Do those stand out to you more? Does that keep you going? Like, you know what? When if you're
Definitely. I
ever
mean,
hesitant about a character, you do it for that
yeah, I
person.
mean, so I'll say that like the negative comments stay with you longer, to be honest, right? I think that's just psychological, right? But to see or get DMs or see the positive comments, that's super, super encouraging, and it makes us feel good when we see those type of things. You know what I mean? And I'm always like one of the people in our team that encourage people to like let us know what are your favorite characters that you want to see next. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
that does help us a lot, and even though our development cycle is like it takes a very long time. So even if you tell us and we think it's a good idea, you probably won't see it for a while. Ryan and I specifically, we take note of like some common themes that we see. You know what I mean? Um, but all these characters, man, are so subjective. Like you said, like for me, I loved AOA, right? And I loved the 2 waves that we did. But then there's like a whole contingent of people who that wasn't their X-Men. You know what I mean? So it's not for everybody, and I understand that. And I just hope that anytime I see a negative comment like "no one wants this," in my head, I'm just like, I bet you like $1 million there's somebody out there that wanted this character. You know what I mean? So
You like in the behind the computer shedding a tear, like, I wanted AOA though. I want this. By the way, I one of the one of the people who do enjoy collecting AOA. I think I have almost all of the individual issues.
nice, man. I think from the AOA wave, I'm a sucker for like blue characters, and I love this Iceman. It's like
Yes, he's doing it. Here we go.
I love it, man. This is my favorite. But yeah, man, who doesn't
Strange.
want like? Oh, dang, Strange.
Let me put this back on. My batteries died. But
Oh
guys,
no.
ladies and gentlemen, look. Batteries died, but look at the detail on this. Come
Shout
on.
out again to JB and Joel who engineered and designed that. It took a long time, and we wanted to keep it balanced so that it was really authentic to what the show looked like, and we wanted to keep it at a price point that we thought was manageable. So hopefully, everybody, if you guys see it on shelf or online, you guys can check it out. It's really cool. I really love the feature of the stone being charged up so that like when you take it out, like it still glows. I love that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at the price point, because the role play stuff has traditionally been like
Yeah.
150-ish ballpark.
Yeah.
I saw him like, this is cool. I can get in on this. It doesn't take up that much space. You have it on a display there behind you. It's got a
Yeah.
nice display base. You know, if you want to in Safe House 1, Safe House 2, like it's good. I can't get my hand. Look at this base. Look at this detail. Oh, you have the batteries charged. Perfect.
Yeah. What I love about is that you can hold it in your hand just like in Infinity War and give it to whoever your Thanos is, I guess. Who's your Thanos, Kev? This is
I'm sorry?
therapy session. Who's your Thanos in your life? I'm just playing.
Who's my Thanos in my life?
Yeah. Everybody has a Thanos in their lives, no?
Like my nemesis?
I don't know.
Someone who I have to fight all the I don't know. That's a good question. I'll get back to you. Probably like 796 Studios or something. Guy gets on my nerves. I'm just kidding. He's the best. All those enabler guys are the best.
Yo, for real. So one thing I did want to say is the enabler crew, every time I see you guys like hanging out, either on the live streams or just some of the videos, you guys seem genuinely like good friends. You know what I mean? So shout out to you guys. You guys are pretty dope. And hopefully you guys get points, like double points for Legends enables, or I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Special theme weekend. No, those guys are, we met online, and then the stream just worked, the dynamics worked, and I'm like, hey, people kind of like us chatting, let's do this every month. And it got to the point where like, yo, let's just meet up. We'll go to Designer Con. There's Disney out there, and we met up, and we just hit the ground running. Like, it was just like old friends. And that's why I'll make these jokes that Mario's my Thanos. Man, how's everyone in the chat feel about this?
Oh, America. I can't
Dope
wait
or
to
nope?
I can't wait to do like a comic version of her too.
This is like,
yeah.
I don't know if you could see in the live stream. I watched on my phone and my laptop at the same time, but I didn't see at first some of the deco on the jacket until Dwight mentioned it. Even if you're not a fan of the character, if you're like doing ACBA or stuff, like cool civilian figure in the background. But I'm down for this. This is dope. Is there any hesitation to put out like a character like this that doesn't have like a, when you like, if you were to see it from the perspective of someone shopping and you look on the shelf, it doesn't look very superhero-y if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the character. I think it works for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think with America, like, so to answer your question, no, it's, oh shit, sorry, my Infinity Gauntlet.
Powering up.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I think it's a good way to introduce, it's any casual fans who might not know her. Like, I think it's awesome to have representation too, and to have her
for sure
be on the shelf, like, and on the pegs. I think that's a complete dope for me. We take a lot of things into consideration, but I think once you guys see more about the movie, you'll see the importance of the character for the MCU. And at that point, when it hits the pegs, like, I think she won't just be an unknown. I think a lot of even casual fans will get to know who she is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people in the chat say dope. And even if you aren't a fan, there's the whole wave that you can get, or get it for the Build-A-Figure. And build this Rintra. Dope. I mean, yeah, she's cool. And Marcus Yee, I think, said any figure with Converse is dope.
I always commented to Dwight, I'm like, yo, man, we gotta get some Jordans in there, you know what I mean? And then obviously we can't because of the legal rules.
The money.
But I would love to someday have Jordans like the Mayfix Michael Jordan kind of thing, where the shoes and everything like that. That's a dream of mine, to be honest.
You have that Jordan, right?
Yeah, I literally got it because I hate Michael Jordan, but I got it literally just for the shoes. No, I'm just kidding. I have to say that because I'm a Knicks fan, but it's
required. It's written on the inside of like all your Knicks snapbacks when you buy them, right? It's like you can't buy Mafex Jordan.
You can't like Reggie Miller. You can't like Michael Jordan. You can't support any of their, that kind of thing. Spike Lee is like a demigod, that kind of thing.
Comes with a little of Spike actually to put in your wallet. Chat. Also, here's Dwight with Peter B. I think I figured out how his wall is and his ceiling is like that, and it's just.
Do tell.
I think his desk is just turned. Like if there's a doorway behind him, and then there's the next room, his laptop or camera, whatever he's using, is just angled a little bit, so he's still upright and in the right angle. And anyone watching me right now is like, this guy's an idiot, but like it's just slightly turned this way a little bit. Otherwise, that's how I've built it up in my head. I'd have to ask him one time in the future if I ever get the chance to talk to him again. Chat,
can't
the re-release.
help him there. Say again, sorry.
Can you find out?
I don't think he'll be able to explain his setup either, because Dwight will just be like, "Yeah, I just turn on whatever, man, and I'm there," like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It seems like he would be more concerned with like making sure everything is connected for the video.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think his biggest concern usually for the live streams is just to make sure the dogs are not gonna bark like crazy, and yeah, that's about it.
Darth Gutierrez, America Chavez is dope. We need more female action figures.
I'm down with that. I am down with that.
I agree.
This is the
Oh,
old
let's go,
one.
Tien.
It's the old one.
Oh, the
And-
old Tien with the statue Chaozu.
Yep. But I thought I'd unbox this one because I had this here on this safe house for a while, and I haven't let him breathe in a while. So I packed him up because I pre-ordered the new one, and then the new one is delayed. So
It's all good. MCU Collector is in the house, man. What's going on?
what's going on, Brian?
I was trying to find the scene for you when we were talking about Chaozu versus Krillin. You know, he did the math question.
Yeah.
But one of the other parts was like, I think it was Tien or was it the crane teacher? He was like, on your left. And
Yeah.
Chaozu was
And
like,
he's like,
he didn't know his right and left. And
So he had to
then
say-
from the subtitles, he goes, I hold chopsticks on my right,
Oh,
so my left. And then when he looks, Krillin's right there. He's like, pow! He just knocks him out. I'm like, that's hilarious. That's one of my favorite things about Dragon Ball.
I was never really into like Dragon Ball, like the OG one where they're like with Kid Krillin and everybody like that. But like I've seen those scenes and they're so funny, man. Like when he like just like trashes Krillin about like him being bald, like it cracks me up all the time. It's like Baldy.
I think he called him a midget. Bearded Bilge wants a stash house now. Abnugler, Kevin, Dwight is a sorcerer supreme, so he can bend reality. That's why the weird face. Oh, that's cool. That's a really good answer.
That is a great
But
answer.
he doesn't have the eye. Well, I guess the eye doesn't really control the physics. I don't know if the chat seen this yet. I forgot to show this. This is the shark.
Yeah.
And it actually opens up to store accessories, much like a MODOK.
Did that come with instructions? Asking, man.
It was mostly, I mean, come on. This is, damn it. All right.
Every
well
time
played,
I have
sir.
a packaging thing or like an assembling thing for the future, I always go like, "Yo, man, there's this Canadian dude that like did not know how to do MODOK."
If
I just
there's
want you to
ever
know, he
a
struggled.
question,
He's Canadian too, so it's like, yo, he's not like, you know, he's a smart guy. He's Canadian.
it's in everything's in centimeters. Oh no, it's stuck. Okay, there. If you ever have something in development and you're like, I don't know, are people going to be able to figure this out? Just send me the prototype. I'll have like a time lapse and just watch. You know, you have the HasLab videos of those two guys putting all the things together. That'll be me but very early on in the process, trying to put together whatever new figures you have, and I'll do that QC check for you guys just to
All
see
right,
if it works.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. We'll
Dan,
see
I'm
if
not the only one who had issues, like
No, I know, but
difficulties. Sorry.
it's just I feel like you're the representative for that group. So I'm just saying, like you're the person
I
in
am the
parliament right
president.
now.
The president of the collectors who have difficulty building Modoc. I need someone to make a logo for that.
Speaking of accessories, I think hopefully you guys saw the Target exclusives or the US Target exclusives of Defender Strange and Ragnarok. They had some dope accessories that I hope people really, really like. For instance, the portal was something that we really thought would be fitting, and I hope people like army build the portals too. You know what I mean?
That would be crazy. You would need a whole bunch because they're always teleporting. The final scene, he's teleporting everybody, and I'm trying to pull it up on your Twitter. I know you shared it. There it is. You can pre-order it. I like the costume. This is a MCU looking Strange. Defenders, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, and I am not at liberty to tell you anything else beyond that.
Winger Lou says, send me some baby alive. You're gonna get a call from me like, Dan, I ate the toy food for the baby.
I'm gonna be like, Amy, send him some Baby Alive stuff. Just tell him it's from Dan.
Man, shout outs to your Canadian counterparts.
Yo, straight up, Amy and Victoria, those are the go-to people that I usually talk to because I'm at the global level, you know what I mean? And the Canadian team
Flex.
they're super, super nice, and they're great partners. So I love them both. Like they're amazing.
Man. I love chatting with them all the time. Very passionate about the brand. I don't know if this is gonna like blow up if I say they're almost as competitive as you. Would that make you then want to be more competitive, even though you're? It's like, what?
Do you
Someone's
mean?
more
But
competitive than me?
but like, what do you mean competitive for them? Like, how do you say that, or why do you say that?
Competitive in wanting their brand, what they're doing to be the best.
I see. I got you. No, man. I mean, for me, like, I want like the U.S. and Canada to compete. Like, you know what I mean? I like that about Amy and Victoria. I want them to be like, yo, Dan, like, Canada fans, this market is like beating U.S. If they ever get to that point, like, it'll be crazy. You know what I mean? And so I like that. But yeah, as long as Marvel Legends is number one, that's all that matters.
It's changed a lot. The scene, we used to have to find everything in the US and get people to ship it up to us, and then now a lot of times we're getting stuff earlier. Like I know I was playing with Nova, and people were still waiting for theirs from Walgreens. And I do have to say thank you. Oh no. We're just going to gloss over that part then. I do want to say thank you on behalf of the Canadian collectors that we appreciate on the live streams where you put their available here in Canada. If and when obviously, when you have that information, that you put it up there. Because sometimes we're guessing, but live streams, why did I get Southern there for a second? Live streams of late, you've been putting...
Oh man.
GameStop Canada on there. So appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
And I know Dan who's like, where's the UK?
and who and them, they're experts in the American collecting game, as they always say, right?
North American climate.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. Whenever we get that information, we try to make sure we try to be as inclusive as possible. And yeah, I think with Walgreens, just to touch on Walgreens, like just overall in general, supply and distribution and everything like that has been kind of crazy with the pandemic. And I say this all the time to in every interview. Like I live by a couple of Walgreens, right? And I go to those Walgreens almost every week to just check to see if they have in stock, right? Like at my level, I don't have visibility to like a figure going to each store type of like detail, right? But yeah, so I understand the pain points that American collectors have been having with Walgreens, and we are working on it. We are aware of it, and hopefully, for Zemo and Jigsaw, it will be a better experience. But just know that we're aware of the situation, and we're trying to work as best as we can with what we can do with our powers as well.
With great powers, Dan. Chat. Marvel Legends, Ragnarok, dope or nope? I'm gonna instantly give it a dope for that spinning Mjolnir effect. Previously, I think only available is there was like a Diamond Select Thor that had this, but now Marvel Legends scale.
Yeah, man. I think, like I said, for these specific exclusives, we really wanted to make sure that we included some cool accessories too. And so this is Ragnarok. I try to not spoil it in the live stream, but he's a pretty big character within Civil War, that comic run, and yeah, like we thought this would be a good way to sort of get the 80th Thor back out there a little bit. I know that he has the red eyes, as people have been pointing out, but more importantly, we also thought it would be a good way to get some new effects like this, like new accessories. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and yeah, Ragnarok.
I mean, the chat is loving it, and I love that 80th Thor look. Dope, dope, dope. I don't have the 80th Thor, and that effect is awesome. I mean, there you go.
Bing bong. I saw RMD Collective. Nice.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, I have the 80th Thor, but I will grab it. Look at this. It even has the text on each individual Mjolnir. The Havoc in the video today, Dwight spun it.
Yeah.
Is there like a spinner effect? Like a fidget spinner,
like
or was it just loose?
No. You would have to spin it in itself, just like you did. But that Havoc, man, that I mean, I guess we'll get into the X-Men, but yeah, I love that that effect. And those pictures, shout out to Dave. He made that accessory look dope, man. I just love that. I really did. I wasn't trying to throw shade at Dwight on the live stream, but I just genuinely loved when at PulseCon, like he was just like, look, looks like a puddle. Like I loved it. Like the tone that he used to, it's a puddle.
It was very deceptive. He had it laying down. Dude, this thing is cool. If you
Oh, nice. So I'll ask this for Ryan, because Ryan's main thing is to figure out a way to put out accessory packs, right? So like in your mind, Kev, for accessory packs, I think one of the challenges that we're having with accessory packs is like there's so many different point of views on, what are the key accessories that the entire community would want. You know what I mean? So like for you, what's a good theme? How should it be like put together? Like, should it just be for like a certain team? Should it be an MCU type of thing? What's your thoughts?
Dude, you can't I don't think you can do one set for everything.
Yeah,
It
no,
it's a commitment to like multiple sets. Um, do it by team.
so like
Actually, no, do it
X-Men,
like
Avengers, that kind of thing.
yeah. Unless you put like a little bit here, a little bit there, and it caters to more people each time. I don't. And then it's like, yeah, if you want this one, you got to buy this. But you can get rid of it to other people. Hand packs says Trevor, 1/6 shooter, but that's hard because everyone has different gloves and different color hand details, things like that. Um, that would be hard, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a good challenge to have, and it's something that Ryan genuinely wants to do, as soon as possible. So he really, and I feel, and I know the community wants it too, especially ACBA, like that kind of like toy photography community. And yeah, no, it's just asking because I think Fortnite, I love the arcade sets that you got,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, and so I just think it's cool.
Doomdays. This is a great comment. Start off with Spider-Man, and
Spider Man is something we
uh,
are looking at, yeah.
that reminds me of the Gamerverse ones had some web effects. There's the ones that you can tie people up. All of
Yeah,
that stuff would make sense, right? Because one of them, like you could, I guess, slap over someone's face.
yeah,
Spidey
yeah,
always
yeah,
whips someone who talks like JJ or something and
yeah,
flips
yeah.
some webbing on them. Things like that. That would make a good theme. Energy effects, stands, maybe. I know you guys have the arm. I shouldn't do that
Yeah. Yep.
gesture on the internet. Uh, it's like
Yeah, you
this,
said that, not me.
just staying out of trouble. Things like that. I know, like the Black Widow had that big chunky one, the deluxe
Yep.
set.
Yep. That deluxe set, yo. For real.
Things like that. And you guys have thrown in, Lalandra head before. Things like that. That could, or maybe a character who's been out, maybe an extra head swap. But I think theme or teams makes sense there.
Okay.
But thank you for the opening it up there. The
Oh,
chat
man.
the chat is jumping in. Explosion effects.
We are nothing without the community. So we want to be, we always, that's why I lurk all the time in like, Reddit, Facebook, all these other, like, you don't understand how much my lady hates me because like I'm always lurking on something. So it's like, she's just like, just listen to a regular podcast for once or something. Like
Yo,
she knows like people's voices now. She's like, "Oh, you're listening to that guy now? Okay."
oh, is it Thursday again? It's
Exactly.
that British guy. The part today with the draft, I found that interesting because I was working and I treated it like it was a podcast, but with you three. And to what you said before, yeah, I'm sure there are people who tune in just for the reveals, and that makes sense. And just like PulseCon, you guys provided something entertaining. Like you had all the guests and the segments. I thought that was great. So that kind of stuff, I'm definitely down for.
Yeah, man.
The kind of toy stuff that I want to hear.
No, definitely. I think we were so honored to have some awesome guests at PulseCon, and hopefully, I know the community was not always happy, and they thought some of that was long. But for me personally, like talking to Farrah Monch and talking to Donnie Cates and stuff like that, like it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Baron Zemo. Woo. I know he was already revealed
Villains.
at PulseCon, but yeah. What villains do you want to see in Walgreens or not Walgreens for you guys? I guess GameStop for you guys.
GameStop, Canada. This came out of nowhere.
yeah, we wanted to surprise you guys a little bit too. So yeah, we thought Jigsaw. I joke around with him every time he makes like a suit body. I always like joke to Dwight. I'm like, yo, are you gonna work for like Men's Warehouse or something? I'm just like,
I think they cut to you like full screen today when you were
oh, are they?
making that joke to Dwight. You're like, you're gonna start making suits now, and like Dwight went, what? Like, yeah, you're gonna start making suits. I'm just saying, he's all the suit bodies and stuff. It's just like, I don't know. He's gonna be a tailor, a bespoke tailor.
I don't think I've ever seen Dwight in a suit though. That's the thing.
But he's making these perfectly.
I guess so. You know. Oh, that's a lie. I've seen him in suits because at Toy Fair and things of that nature, he does wear suits. So I take that back. My bad, Dwight. I take it back.
He's not watching. They showed he has a little, I think, a shoddy or some sort of
He has multiple
weapon.
accessories. Yep.
Multiple accessories. We have to go with the Marvel Legends 20th. That's crazy. 20th
Oh,
anniversary.
so let me just give a big shout out to DM Galloway, DGDX Animation. Like he knows how hard it is to something for Legends specifically to get some like stop motion stuff like approved and to be shown. It takes a long time, so he really did a lot of patience, and he always does like really really good stuff like outside of like Legends. Like he's, I'm sure, like famous on his own right, but just being able to partner with him to do not only the Iron Man wave, the comic, the Ursa Major wave, but to do Captain America, Iron Man, and Hulk, it was awesome. So yeah, shout out. Like I picked Iron Man because honestly, like one of the big parts of modular Iron Man was because it was the opportunity to work with DGDX. Like that was the first time like he and I like talked about it, and yeah, it was awesome, man. So shout out to him. Hopefully you guys liked it too.
Yeah, that was a really cool stop motion. Was that a I guess a plan that you put together, like from seeing his stuff in the community?
Yeah, so like I see a lot of toy photographers and I see a lot of like great artists out there. There was something there, I forgot which one it was that, caught my eye, and then I just kept like bugging Rhino, not Rhino, Ryan. I kept bugging Ryan. I was like, yo, listen, like I see Rhino in the chat, so I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I see the comment right there from David. Where he called
so I said
Rhino is his
Rhino,
new
my
nickname, though.
and then yeah, I just kept telling all the people that needed to get approval for, and I was like, listen, like DGDX Animation, I see a great opportunity here, and yeah, man, like getting to know him, getting to work with him. He's from New York too, and yeah, it was a blast. And again, shout out to him because, like I said, it takes a lot of patience. And he knocked it out of the park with the Ursa Major Wave and the 3 spots here. So hopefully we could do more stuff. And I really want to work with more people in the community too, like toy photographers and things of that nature too. I think hopefully you guys could see that Ryan and I try to really engage with the community, especially with like the multi-pack reveal with you guys, and we try to be very specific on and strategic about how we do things, right? So I think we're one of the first, not to toot our own horn, but just like we try very hard
Toot
to
away.
like, I think we were one of the first brands to like really want to engage with you guys, content creators, and yeah, we didn't just randomly give you guys stuff, you know what I mean? Like we definitely gave you Wolverine because you're Canadian. You know what I mean? But
Makes sense.
yeah, hopefully we can continue doing that because we know without the community we're really nothing. So yeah, so thank you again. I'm not trying to be a cheese ball here, but I genuinely mean that. And yeah, hopefully 20 more years. I don't know if Ryan and I will be here in 20 years, but hopefully we will, and it'll be all good.
Thank you, man. That was really cool. Do you prefer for that Wolverine topless or shirtless? Is he without a top or is he without a shirt?
He's without a shirt, in my mind.
All right. That's fine. I picked Nacho. You wanted to retaliate. I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. That's fine.
Exactly,
That's
man.
fine.
Exactly.
All right. The game is afoot, my friend. The game is afoot. Yoko says, "Here we go again." She is team shirtless.
I know.
But this is a big Hulk. Part of the
Hopefully you
retro.
like it. Yeah. Shout out to Paul Harding for the head sculpt there, and Ryan was very quick to let everyone know that mint on card they're all the same size. So,
Dude, that's what I love, man. Because I don't think when you watch the other live streams, you see the team, the people kind of like call each other out and joke like this, like you guys do, like you asking Dwight if he's going to become a tailor, or Ryan stopping what you were saying to be like, oh, by the way, all the cards match, mint on cards collectors, and you're like, yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you? Tell everyone.
No. I love Ryan, and I think Dwight loves to jab at me, and I love to jab back too. So it's always good, and it's usually Ryan who's just like in the background, being like, "All right, let's get it back on track." You know what I mean? But I feel like the other reason why is probably like, I feel like we really just wing these live streams, right? Like we don't really like, even in every live stream sometimes with a brand, there's like talking points that you go over beforehand. And with with me, Ryan, and Dwight, we literally just like, all right, what are we gonna talk about? Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, cool. Let's start the live stream. Let's go. It's gonna happen.
That's cool. It means you guys are like you're very comfortable, more natural with it. RMD says, Dan, what's your favorite Mobb Deep song?
Oh man, that's really hard. Man, I guess it's gonna be cliche, but I like Survival of the Fittest. I think Survival of the Fittest. Yeah. Man, that's hard though. But yeah, shout out. What about you, Kev?
I know like 4 Mobb Deep songs. What's the one with? Is it called Burn? With Vita, and the beat is just like the same thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
How deep into hip hop are you? Let me see.
I not very. Like, I didn't speak English till like.
Oh, true. My bad.
No, it's all good. Like I moved here, and I don't know how do you like 40%, 30%? Is that how I would answer this?
No, I mean, like so
of,
would you consider yourself like a hip hop head? Like, you know what I mean?
No. If by definition a hip hop head were like you knew like history and background and like all of the old stuff, no, I don't think so. I don't even listen to that much hip hop now. I don't really listen to Drake, if that's the stereotype, if that's what you're getting at, Dan.
No, I'm not. I wasn't even bringing that up. Like, for real.
I see where this is going. If
I
somehow
know.
there's a Drake Marvel Legend reveal, Troy or Action Figgy Skinny, he'll give him that reveal.
Yeah, shout out to him too, man. I
Heck
try to. He puts out some good stuff too.
He's out in Quebec, gets a lot of new stuff too.
X-Men, here we go.
And then you blessed everybody with a full X-Men wave.
Yeah, hopefully that was sort of a surprise that we wanted to be like, yeah, they're not gonna see this coming, hopefully. And because I think we all kind of expected everybody to be like, hey, give us No Way Home stuff, you know what I mean? And that's why I try to set expectations with everybody on Twitter and be like, yo, we don't know anything like about No Way Home. And yeah, but we've been holding this one for a while, a little bit. We really love all these characters, and like this is probably, Dwight's Build-A-Figure for 2022. So yeah. So Vulcan.
Yeah, you showed us everything and the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
And a tease at the end, like, a proverbial mic drop at the end, or like, looking at the other teams at Hasbro, like, yo, balls in your court. What are you guys gonna do now? This is it. Top this. Chat. Vulcan. You guys have seen Vulcan before. He will be the base body, kind of phasing out the Bucky cap and using this buck where it's appropriate in the future. You guys have seen it before. Dope or nope? Let me know. Let Dan know. Chat.
Quiet Storm answer. Nice. Very nice.
Darwin. Kind of a weird looking dude. Really cool power set.
Yeah, there's a tweet by D Amazing about Darwin that was so funny that I don't think I can repeat, but if whoever's on Twitter and goes to D Amazing's tweet about Darwin, I thought it was mad funny.
Oh no. Are you gonna get in trouble if I pull it up? I'll look at it after.
Yeah. It's not that bad, but I don't think it's like, yeah. Let's not show it. But shout out to
the God tier enabler, D Amazing.
Yo, for real.
Abnugler says extremely dope. Jason's here. Dope. Still here. Josh. And Omega Tor says dope. And all Starjammers wave, please. That would be cool. Be a cool box set too. This Wolverine costume, I'm not that familiar with this one.
So there was a mini series, forgot the year, but it's like the return of Wolverine after he had died, right? And yeah, it's inspired from that comic look. It has the claws that Ryan loves, like the really thick claws, and yeah, it's
X-Force.
Yeah. And yeah, it's Wolverine. I know we're gonna set the record of how many. We're trying to see if there's more Wolverines or Iron Mans that we've made. So we're gonna just keep building on that. And yeah, man.
Is it? Do you have a count? Most Wolverines, like who has the most? Wolverine, Iron Man, or Cap? Iron Man, does that count? Because it's different.
I don't know. So that's armors. The good. Yeah, that's the good question. I don't know. But
and technically, Wolverine's in different costumes too. That's tough.
I mean, though, Wolverine, like honestly, though, is like you can't like he's like one of the most recognizable X-Men. So like, and he's such a good character, man. I love Wolverine as a character too. But I can already hear the Facebook groups talk about how much they love this figure, so it's gonna be great. And I know everyone's gonna buy it off the pegs, so it's gonna be amazing.
Oh my god. This is call back to Ryan complimenting you on how positive you stay. It's hard, man. The amount of interactions that you get and everything that you post, it's just like people start bombarding you. I think it would wear me down a little bit. So props to you.
I try try to be positive, but sometimes it does. Ryan, out of all the people, I think Ryan has to deal with me being negative too. So I know he's just being a good boss when he says that. But yeah, I try in my daily life. I try to be more of a positive person, but sometimes, man, it does drain you. You know what I mean?
No, no. I'm sure there are people who test your resolve. Do you ever type a tweet and go like, you revisit it before you send? You
Oh
show
yeah,
Ryan first. That's what I do in work emails. Someone sends me like a really rude email or like a really dumb question, and I type a response, and I'm like, is this condescending? I don't want to send it. I'll go check with a coworker, colleague, go back to it, and I go, nah, backspace. I'm gonna redo it and be positive. It's not easy.
it's so easy to start like a Twitter fight too, though. But like I like that's the thing, man. Like, you know, with IG, it's kind of like different, I feel like. But like with Twitter, it's like it's meant to be there for just like random Twitter fights. You know what I'm saying? So like it's so like I definitely have had like tweets where I'm like, oh, it's all good. Just pray, man. Jesus power. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, nah, now like delete what I'm about to say. But yeah, I try to bite my tongue and you know, just see it as a blessing. You know what I mean?
Yoko says, I type out and backspace like 100 times a day. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
The other thing too is like my previous career, like I said, like, you know, it was in the army, so it was a lot of like life or death situations where it was like we're working with an IED, we're jumping out of like we're doing a parachute like jump type of thing, right? And like at the end of the day, I love my job and I love the community, but it's all about toys. You know what I mean? And I know like that's like that totally puts a different perspective on my life compared to what it was like, you know, years ago. You know what I mean? And in that kind of situation, for those who are serving, like, you know, it allows me to have a good perspective of like, yo, it's just a toy. You know what I mean? So in the end, like
For
I
sure.
know it's not as life or death as other people and what they're doing. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do, but I'll be honest, like Brian knows how sometimes it drains me too.
So what is that? Was there any army skills that translates into what you're doing now? Or is that it? It's like, I've disarmed IEDs. You think you're gonna get me to get into a Twitter fight with you?
No, no, I mean I think like there's a lot of adaptable things from like being an officer where you have to like deal with a lot of different people and gather like the team together to be rah rah to like achieve and you know finish and accomplish a mission. So like every time we like for instance like accomplish a HasLab or something like that, I go into the point of view of like, all right, this is our mission, this is our objective, how are we going to tackle it, you know what I mean? So like there are applicable things when it comes to the planning stages that I definitely can take from previous experiences. There's nothing like, so I used to be in an airborne unit, so there's nothing like the rush of like jumping out of a plane or something like that, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I can't translate that type of skill there, but like yeah, there's a lot of like mental learnings that I have from my previous life that I can apply here. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. I like that perspective because sometimes people get really serious and I don't know, people get worked up in comments. Sometimes I see a lot, and then I see people have to be reminded. You're like, guys, they're just toys.
The thing though that like in army culture that they'll teach you is that like everything does get a little easier if you bitch about it. So like there are good times when like soldiers just like vent and like bitch about everything, right? Like you know what I mean? And so like I totally understand when people need to take out their frustrations on like whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you have to vent.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
That's cool, man. Almost at the end. I don't want to keep you too long. let's wrap up the X-Men stuff and this wave. And if people have more questions for Dan, Dan, did you open everything?
Say again, sorry.
Did you open everything?
I did open everything. I know I didn't really. Oh no. I got an old Yamcha that I never really opened up. So here we go.
Ooh, if they made Yamcha in the that bandit costume.
See, I don't need multiple. I don't need multiple Yamchas though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've always viewed a Yamcha as kind of like a
Scrub.
I don't know. But who knows? I'm still tempted to get that Gohan now that everybody's like talking about it again. Oh, it's okay.
Sounds like you're trying to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Stick to my rules. Discipline, Dan.
That army discipline translates into collect. I don't want to offend any people who are like, that's not the same thing. Josh B says the Sabretooth is dope. Need an Iron Fist. Abnugler says I gotta be honest, though that Sabretooth needs to come with an alternate head sculpt because the one shown isn't that flattering. Is there an alternate? No. Let's see. There was another comment up above. Toy Malarkey, a recent regular in the streams. Thank you for being here. Says Dan, I enjoy many of the Hasbro's brand live streams, but you, Ryan and Dwight, are the most entertaining. You guys do great work. Please don't let the negative people get you down, man.
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, I'm not taking shots at the other brands too. Like I mean this sincerely. Like the other, I bet you none of the other brands view it as a competition like I do. I'm just like super competitive, right? They probably don't even watch our live streams, right? Like they probably don't like think of us in that way, and that's because we're all friends. And yeah, it's really each brand. I know like some of the brands, you know, recently went through stuff, right? But I know all those people personally, and they work super hard, and they might have a different style compared to how me and Ryan do it, or Dwight. But there are also a lot of restrictions I feel like that are not shown to you guys that we might not be able to. We might not have those same restrictions. You know what I mean? And it's just, and we're just different. Like we're just like a different flavor of ice cream. You know what I mean? So each of the brands and their marketers and their teams, their development teams, they're super passionate about what they do, and they also lurk like I lurk, and yeah, hopefully only better things are going to continue to grow. You know what I mean?
Like I got to do, I mentioned this before. I got to do that May the 4th live stream with the Black Series guys, Jing and Eric. And before we did it, I had to actually, this is crazy to me that like my questions were looked at from somebody. So I'm like, wow, like there's you know, there's different levels of, obviously with Star Wars, there's Lucasfilm licensor approval for things like that. Yeah, so there's a lot of background stuff that not everyone considers, and I'm not saying everyone needs to consider that. Some people, they're just here for the toys, and that's cool. But if you know, just take a little bit more and see what the people behind the scenes are dealing with, it kind of helps with some frustrations. I know people are very passionate about stuff, but that's why I like talking to not just collector friends, but people who work in the industry, who collect, who can give a little bit more insight for something like that.
Yeah, and I personally love Jing and Eric a lot. They're awesome, like genuinely. Shout out to Jing again. She's from New York too, so gotten a lot of New Yorkers. I don't know where Eric's from, actually. I gotta figure that out.
I don't know, but I know he's oh, those guys are cool. I know he likes sculpting monsters. like I can see on his IG, and it's kind of sad the Rancor didn't go through. I'm sure he would have loved to seen that go into production, but that's just because I've had interactions with him, so uh, just taking that into consideration. Siren
Just
chat.
to go back to Sabretooth really, really quickly, sorry. I just want to point out again and reemphasize what Dwight said, that we definitely know what the fans want in the next Sabretooth. And we definitely hear you guys. So don't go after Dwight, please, about Sabretooth. And we definitely know what you guys want. That's all I'll say.
That's all he'll say, ladies and gentlemen. Take it for how you see it. Siren. Awesome hair. Didn't see. Actually, no. I think Troy predicted this one the other night. Chat. Jason's in the chat real quick. He says Siren is hella dope.
Nice. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I think Dwight was trolling everybody, but he really did want to tease this figure at one point, because we kind of talk about like ahead of time too sometimes, like anything you guys want to tease, like, you know what I mean? And like, I think this was one of the candidates, but then we were like, oh man, that's gonna piss off a lot of people. So
Greg Fenstad says Siren and similar figs like Banshee, Black Bolt really, I'm really having trouble reading tonight, really need a yelling, screaming head and sonic effect. Effects are always cool. Expressive faces, always cool.
yeah, I mean,
Omega
I think,
Tor. Sorry, go ahead.
everybody. No, sorry. So like, I think everybody. There's always a camp of they want neutral heads or they want like emotional heads. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, hopefully we'll get another opportunity. I don't remember what Dwight said specifically, but I think there is a yelling head, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. So just so you know, we developed this stuff like a year ago. So like, oh, I'm trying to think. But yeah, I think there could be other opportunities where you might be able to see, hopefully, a yelling head. I don't know when, but yeah, I hear. I've seen a lot of comments about that too already.
I'm going to quote Dwight from The Office, and there are basically two schools of thought, right? The people who have like a vanilla display, you don't want to have like that face that's just screaming. Like if everyone,
Yeah.
something like that, everyone's just chilling vanilla, and then the person's like, ah. But then there's the photography people, the ACBA people who, or dynamic displays who have stuff like that would want the screaming face. So like when you have like a Cyclops figure, you got to get the angry face, so the optic blast is coming out. But I'm stuck in this mentality where I think I still take toy photos, but I actually don't. So like I don't know where I am. Like I'm buying toys for all these. I'm like, oh, this toy doesn't have this accessory. I'm not buying it. Oh, this has a whole bunch. I'm buying it. I can use that for so and so shot that I'm not gonna take. Double elbow, pin visible. The knees look pin visible.
These are pin visible. I don't remember if she has the new body for the double elbows, but I can double check later on. Like I said, we developed these like a long time ago, so I don't remember off the top of the dome, to be honest.
Yeah, and people who throw it out there in the chat and on Twitter and all that stuff, Dan's mentioned they do keep their ears to the street, but once those decisions are made, it takes like a decent amount of time for it to come to fruition. Havoc with the puddle effect that that Dwight teased and tried to throw everyone off. It kind of, I see it. Like I could see some ACBA people using it as like a puddle, like if it's raining and then all
Yeah,
the raindrops are hitting a puddle and it's just making little splashes. I could see that.
I just love the tone that he used. Yo. He was just like, "What's that? It's a puddle." Like,
I mean,
I
this is a
think,
more
yeah, I think those accessories are. Hopefully, you guys will like it, and yeah, it really brings out Havoc's power effect. You know.
does it does this power come out of his chest more?
Yeah,
Or
it
is it
does.
like the like a look overall of having it around him? I know it surrounds him, right?
I believe he can do it from his chest too, but it is from what I remember his hands. But it does surround him. But I'm trying to think now too, like from X Factor and all those other days. Man, I feel so old now, man. Like I'm like forgetting like crazy stuff. Like I'm forgetting names now and everything.
It takes a little bit longer to recall something, right?
Yeah, it's like really bad. My mom keeps telling me you got to take all these vitamins and stuff like that. It'll help you like remember stuff, and I'm like, okay. And I used to like dismiss it like outright, but now that I'm like forgetting things, I'm just like, okay, maybe I should start taking vitamins. You know.
Too much toy stuff.
Yo,
This dude, man, look at the detail on the coat. This was on the Hercules buck. I think that's what you mentioned. Look at the detail on the pants, like the textures on the jacket, the belt. Maggot.
I just love like his storyline a little bit. Like I think because if I remember correctly, Eenie and Meanie, they used to have to just like painfully go into his stomach and out of his stomach all the time, like every time he ate. And it's just like, just think about that. Like the creative mind to just be like, yeah, that's gonna be his signature thing.
Let's go with that power. Hey, makes for a good looking figure though.
Yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Like Dwight was saying, Herc body mostly, and yeah.
Was that everything? Am I out of pictures? Oh, where's the build a figure?
Oh no, come on.
Amateur. What an amateur. You know, I watched this on my phone so I can screenshot everything and post it.
Surprised you didn't get any photos, man. Didn't Amy hook you up with photos? No?
I sometimes get photos for like things here and there, but I don't think I got any photos for this.
Oh.
This is the Build-A-Figure. The legless Build-A-Figure that was hinted at. And actually in this one, Ryan actually had some Reavers set up in his bookshelf. So maybe there are hints in there, people. Keep an eye out. This is the
Say
Build-A-Figure.
Ryan is very strategic with his bookshelf. That's all I will say. But yeah.
Chat,
Barrel.
dope or note for this Build-A-Figure? What do you think, Dan? What do you think of this thing?
Oh, man, I don't know how I'm gonna beat Dwight in the next draft to try to get this build a figure, you know what I mean? To be honest, I think there is a build a figure that I might like a little bit more. But I don't know yet. I don't know. I need to play with both of them to kind of. But like, I haven't physically like played with that one yet, and so I was super jealous. Like, if you saw me in the live stream today, I was just like super jealous when like Ryan had it in hand and he was just like playing with it, and yeah. Oh yeah, the
He was
barrel.
popping the barrel off the back.
Yeah.
Dope in the chat. Toy Malarkey. Josh B. Abnugler says is the dopest of all. Rick Jones, dope. Greg says dope, just not for me. That's fair. And honestly, when I post on IG, like when I write dope or nope, that's cool if you say nope. I mean, it's all like opening a conversation for people. Uh, so I'm cool with everyone. I'm genuinely asking, what does everyone think on IG? It doesn't. Not everything is for everyone, but it's just opening a conversation for people. Aside from Deathstrike and Skullbuster, what other Reavers am I missing? That's been made, or in general? I think that's all the Reavers that have been made.
I will say that, you know, she's awesome.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, Dwight loves the Reavers, so we shall see, man. But yeah, he was super psyched about this Build-A-Figure. He really, and I think he saw the comments after the barrel tease, and he was just like, I don't think they get it. Like, I don't think they got it. You know what I mean? So.
What it do, baby?
Oh, how did that happen?
Kawhi here. So yeah, so Kawhi Leonard.
Mhm.
Thoughts?
On what, him leaving?
Or just in general, man. Like, so like do Toronto fans like, are they just like appreciative of him, or do they like, are they like mad that he like won and then left, or like what is it, what is that vibe like, you know what I mean?
Obviously people wanted him to stay, and looking at the state of the team now, like him staying would have made a huge difference for sure. But we're also, or maybe it's just me. It's like, hi, you left and you still haven't won. So, it's like you don't want your ex-girlfriend to come back. You're like, no, we're better off without you. We've seen, we had our past, won some championships, won, and we're moving on. That's it. There's other I don't know, other fish in the worst
My bad. I put you on
metaphor.
the spot. My bad. No more sports talk. My bad.
No, man, I he was hired. He was a hired gun. They traded for him. You rolled the dice. Masai put all, like, huge gamble, right, to do something like that, to get rid of DeMar, and to pull it off on
Yeah.
that risky. That's insane.
Yo, and DeMar, man, like he was like, yo, he was like a true Raptor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He is, but I don't think he was as clutch a player as Kawhi.
oh, of course not. Yeah, definitely. No, okay,
We do
that's
miss
cool.
DeMar though. Genuinely good dude. Shoot, real quick, I want to thank everyone who shared on IG. Here are the names I collected. Really quickly, Dan, I just want to do a quick giveaway to
man.
some fans for the stickers, and then we're gonna call it. Anything else you want to let people know before we head out?
I just want to say happy holidays. Everybody be smart and be safe. I know right now we're still dealing with a pandemic, so please be smart and safe and enjoy yourselves, and not being a cheeseball again, but thank you for all collectors who support Marvel Legends. And it's just an honor to be part of this very small part in this community. So thank you so much. And yeah, we will make sure to institute instructions for Kev
My bad.
in any MODOK in the future. We will make sure Kev gets the prototype first, you know? Oh no, I cannot hear you, bro. I cannot hear you, man. My bad.
Now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
All right. I had to turn off the thing as I was typing. It kept setting off all the short keys for all those sound bites in the background. All right. So here's everyone who shared IG story. I want to, show my appreciation and just I don't know, do a quick draw for some stickers. I'll send it.
Go. Let's go.
How do you do this? Remove the choice after it's landed on. What do you think, Dan? One and done or last person standing?
Yeah, last person standing, man. Come on.
Yeah, this is the name. These are the names I've collected so far. If you posted something while I was live, apologies. You can do so next week. But I do appreciate everyone sharing and letting everyone know. Dan. I'll thank you after. It'll be less rushed. All right. Oh shoot, my headphones are still playing here. Bat Force Grumps shared earlier. Grumps, thank you for always supporting.
Thank you, Grumps.
But no stickers for you. Plasty. Shout outs to Plasty, who's on the Toymigos right now. So go check them out after this. Plasty, congratulations on 1,000 uploads on YouTube. 1,000. Crazy. I don't know how to say 1,000 in Spanish. Toy Farce, thank you. Message me every Thursday to remind me that it's Unboxing Thursdays. Toy Malarkey. Next week.
Next time, man.
The Collector's Catch. Thank you for sharing and your support. I should make this spin faster. Bearded Builds. Sorry, dude, but thank you. He's in the chat right now. I can't believe you called Ryan Rhino earlier. That was funny. Dan, I mean. Plamo? It's not rigged. Who is that? Gonzo. I'm going to send it to AIC because Adventures in Collecting, because Troy has a bunch of stickers. But let's see. Oh, here we go. It's legitimate. No, yes, AIC Adventures in Collecting. Thank you for sharing. Everybody, thank you for. Yeah, man. Great guys. I'm gonna have to get them on sometime next year. Everyone, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this stream, give it a thumbs up, give it a sub. I'm on Instagram at Toying Around. Dan, you're on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
I am Dan Yun is Trying, I think. I think I made that up as a joke, and yeah, so I might have to change that. But yeah, Dan Yun is Trying. I think that's my thing, right? I don't even know.
Stop saying I think, because I think people are going to start typing Dan Yun is Trying, I think, which might be a little bit misleading. It's just at Dan Yun is Trying. There we go. A lot of stuff going on here. All right, so everyone make sure you follow Dan, follow Ryan as well, Ryan_Ting, who is currently watching Spider-Man. Dan, I'm glad to finally get you on Unboxing Thursdays. It's right before the end of the year. Awesome. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. And I want to thank you. And like I thanked Ryan earlier for the cool stuff that you guys do in the community, keeping the live streams entertaining for everyone. There's a lot of people who are fans of you and what you guys do. So as somebody who's doing weekly live streams, like it's cool to watch you guys on your lives. And thank you for supporting the channel, man. It's been a really cool year, and you and Ryan and just been big supporters, and it means a lot. It means a lot for that, and to have you here as well. So thank you, man.
No, man, it's been an honor, seriously. And yeah, I've been telling Ryan like before the year I gotta get on here, so I'm glad it worked out. And yeah, let's hopefully do it again in 2022, man. All right.
For sure, and I'm glad you got to open more stuff, and maybe next time at a different safe house, and you can open a different set of toys, man.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. Not that I have too many safe houses, but yeah, one of them.
Cool, man. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a safe holiday. Well, I'll be back next week. Yeah, I'll be back next week. You'll see me. But have a good night. Keep toying around. Peace.
Peace.
And